And we're back. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a guest with us tonight. Actually, we arguably have two guests with us tonight. We have Nick the Ringworm. Welcome, Nick. Thank you. So for those listening, this show was recorded 2 weeks ago because I'm going to be out of town and wanted to make sure that I didn't leave you guys hanging on a Monday on Patreon. Actually, the Thursday people, I don't care as much if you're hanging, but the Monday people, I wanted to make sure that you had But Nick, thanks for coming.
Of course.
We're going to definitely talk to you here in a second. We have another guest for all intents and purposes.
Hey, everybody.
Chris Pinkerton, if you're nasty.
What's up, party people?
Welcome back.
Hey,
it's good to see you.
It's good to see you, gentlemen, as well.
Good.
I had to reintroduce myself to you.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. Yeah, so
you're the only person that we're going to do Nerd Weeks of
okay, great.
this time. And we're going to do ours on Friday.
Yes, sir.
And
Friday?
we'll do next. Isn't it Friday?
I probably had.
Okay. Don't fuck with me right now. I'm jittery because I'm burning the candle at both ends, as they say. So, Nick, as a guest,
Okay.
what have you been up to recently? Introduce yourself. What do you got going
I'm
on?
Nick. I'm the ringworm in this realm. Yeah, just I don't know.
You watching anything? Seen any movies recently?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So I've catch up. I don't know if y'all watch Foundation on Apple TV.
I started it, and I just couldn't get into it, which kind of broke my heart because I love hard sci-fi stuff.
Yeah, I liked it.
I
It's a
need to
good
give it
place to
another
start.
try.
What's that?
I heard it's a good place to start.
The Foundation?
I get what he's saying. No, it's good. It's a sci-fi epic of 10,000 plus years in the future. There's a empire, and one of the emperors decided it was best that he would be the only person that could be in charge, so he just keeps cloning himself. And there's always three of them.
Sounds somewhat similar to something I know.
When he gets old, so there's always
good clones, both sides.
a dawn, a day, and a dusk.
Yeah. I tried to...
But it's good. It's a whole big sci-fi thing. There's a huge backstory. Pretty sure it came from a book series.
Yeah, Isaac Asimov.
Yeah, that's right.
OG.
And,
OG of science fiction. Yeah.
and then I guess the only other thing really, I did watch there's a new War of the Worlds.
I heard about it.
There is?
With Ice
Oh, wait, this is with Ice Cube,
Cube,
right?
I'm sorry, Ice Cube.
Yeah.
Wrong
this
Ice.
is in my nerd week.
Apparently, I did just see it. It debuted on Rotten Tomatoes at a 0%.
Oh my God.
And I'm pretty
Really?
sure.
Nice.
And I'm pretty sure I would give it a 0 out of 10.
It is so fucking bad.
But it's one of those ones where
There's already a remake with Tom.
And that was not great either.
And
See,
this is-
I like the Tom Cruise.
Oh, do you?
and
I've seen
this
it.
takes the premise to an even more ridiculous.
This
level.
one's one of those almost
it's not
like
just a remake, it's
almost done on Zoom type things.
The
whole-
entire thing is like Zoom chats, FaceTime.
Text message.
Yes, and it's
live
just
streaming.
and really it comes
That's
down
my
to
real
an
life.
ad
I don't
for
want
Amazon Air.
and then
At the end of it,
there's
it's
a
an
lot of-
ad for Amazon Air, their new drone delivery service.
And a lot of it is on
how they defeat them.
computers.
So it's on Amazon then.
Yes, it's an Amazon product fully.
Wow.
Joey, it is. So like 20 minutes in, I was like, "Are they fucking with me?" Who wrote this?
Yeah.
I mean, I watched the horror movie with that premise is on Skype, but like it was good. And it was like, it ended in like 50 minutes. It was real short and I liked it.
The other thing is,
And I watched it while I was on like Discord. So like it was really meta.
Ice Cube is not a great actor.
Is he
No.
not?
Normally?
Are we there yet though?
And if you just
Are you high?
So that's probably his best role.
yeah,
Really?
I think so. Because like if you go to watch Boys in the Hood now, like the Doughboy role doesn't hold up.
No, it doesn't. It's very stereotypical of
the
that
time.
moment.
Yeah.
yeah, but like this is just his facial. Like he's sitting at a desk.
You make a good growl face.
Yeah,
I think Craig is probably who he is.
Maybe.
And were we talking about it before? I think we were talking about how you just add glasses to a person, and they're now the IT.
So I was going to play this. This is Ari Spears talking about 50 Cent in a movie being a spy, I think. Well, here we go.
What do you think about 50 Cent's acting ability overall?
This is what I think about it. He did a movie with Sylvester Stallone where it was about them in these prisons that were like cubes.
Oh, yeah,
When-
I saw
you know
that.
what I mean? And he played a computer tech. You know what separated 50 Cent from 50 Cent the rapper to the computer tech actor?
Glasses?
He's putting on a pair.
Yeah,
Now I'm a computer tech.
That's great.
We're gonna computers. And I know computers. I'm a computer chick.
There are 3 of those movies, and I watched all 3 of them, and he's accurate.
And that was that's like the point they made because it's all Zoom and it's Cuba. Jesus Christ, I can't get my people right. Ice Cube.
Well, Cuba Gooding Jr.
figure it out.
was in Boys in the
I'll figure it
Hood
out.
with
He was
Ice
actually
Cube
a
who
good
played
actor.
Doughboy.
Yeah, that's what he was thinking.
But no, they make it a point, and he looks all confused, and he's fixing his glasses, and it's so ridiculous. It's, yeah,
0.0.
Yeah, you showed me
high a score.
He showed me a clip from it, and
Yeah.
it's like he's just like it's just Ice Cube shaking his head back and forth, looking at
The best way you can look
proverbial
confused.
different screens.
Yeah.
Like-
He's just confused.
and then he's
the whole
like,
time.
then he adjusts his glasses and does it again.
Starts
It did
clacking
look
away at
pretty
the
awful.
keyboard.
Did
So it's like a really low budget. I assume it only cost him like $50,000 or something.
who knows?
CGI is trash.
So it's just whatever his paycheck is plus like $50K would be the budget, I assume.
The radio reading was probably far better.
I mean, the radio reading was supposed to be really good for the time.
Yeah, well, it was epic. I mean, if you think about like the historical impact of that shit,
Yeah.
like
It was probably one of the world's first viral moments, if you think
Yeah,
about it.
yeah.
Because everyone was listening to that at the same time. So everybody lost their minds.
yeah,
Thinking them-
lost their fucking minds.
Yeah.
You know, like it was good enough where people believed it. Nobody believes that Ice Cube was living through it.
No, not at all.
Favorite Ice Cube record?
Predator.
It's a good one.
I don't know. Death Certificate's right there too, though.
Yeah,
man.
Death Certificate's very good too. I love so I think Death Certificate is I think Death Certificate is probably my
What's
favorite.
your favorite song on that one?
Oh no, I'm actually thinking Lethal Injection.
Okay, that one's also those 3. I think are
Yeah.
So
So I like
his first
I
album
love
is
I love Really Dough off Lethal Injection.
that's
but,
a great track.
But Wicked is my favorite Ice Cube song of all time,
Okay,
and that's on Predator.
all right. I'm a Bob Gun fan. I like Bob Gun.
Yeah, that fits.
1990. I remember it says 1992, and in the video we threw up to 3 because it was 93 by the time.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So anything else going on, Nick? You've been brushing up on your Lord of the Rings knowledge for tonight?
A little bit, yeah.
Good,
I
good,
did a little bit of. So I was telling Farrell, I am not at all an expert. If there was a bell curve, I'm just around the other side.
Well, you're
Just to
probably
know a
not
little
an
bit
expert
more.
by like quote unquote
Yeah.
expert standards, but I think as far as like general geeks and nerds go, you know more than the average person.
Listen, I watched a 15-minute recap of the trilogy on the way over, so
That covers all.
Are
of
you
it.
in my YouTube comments?
I might recognize some of the names
Yeah.
and not just name the actors.
but I think like so I'll say this. Not that I know all the nerds in the world. I don't, and I'm good with the amount that I got currently. But like of the ones that I know, you are the one that knows the most about Lord of the Rings that I know.
There you go. And I guess it started. I think
cool
I
crown.
read.
Heavy as the head.
Yeah, because like elementary school was like either somewhere between like I think 4th into 5th grade or 5th into 6th is when I read The Hobbit
Damn.
as part of a
You're young reading
advanced
books, man.
reading group.
I was reading a Highlights
Where's that
magazine.
flex button?
yeah, I'll give you one.
Goofus and Gallon over here. Fucking.
But I've always been into it, and then of course when the movies first 3 came out, I was all about it.
Yeah, they were. I mean, and we're gonna get into all
Yeah,
that, and
yeah.
they're great. But Chris Pinkerton, if you're nasty,
Oh wow. Time to lay it out.
How many airports and hotels have you been in since
we've kept the seat warm.
Thank you. I can tell. I would be remiss if I didn't ask our guest who loves hard sci-fi. Have you ever seen a show called The Expanse?
I actually have watched all of it. And
Yes!
I do love it.
that is like
I do want to. I've heard you talk about it.
top 4 favorite
It has made
franchises.
me. It does make me want to go back, and I do want to rewatch it.
And he
Well,
read
I
the
do.
books.
I do like.
I will. I
Play
forgot
the
to-
game.
Yep.
I play the game. I'm
And-
anxiously anticipating the next
So
game.
that's our group chat.
About the louder.
Alta Lauda.
And I don't
Because
even know
we're
what
all
it
into
means.
X-Men.
I did actually. I didn't even
The
put this.
Beltas?
Since I've been here last, I did another rewatch.
For the 6th one?
It was actually
surprised it was
Chucky
only
O that
one.
got me into it.
Yeah, that makes
Yeah.
checks out.
Nice. So this just
Yes.
touch
So
on
everyone other than Bobby
Touch
is into the expense.
Yeah.
So it's been a month, but I have some highlights. And
Please.
I'm going to go through those.
Please.
So right after I think we recorded last, I went to a death metal concert in Baltimore
Yes,
I believe Baltimore Sound
with
Stage.
Cody.
With Cody and Mason went with us too. We saw there was an opening act. We got there when they were playing. I don't remember their name. The next band was called Body Box. And the guy, the lead singer, like I saw this dude up there like with glasses on and like, you know, a t-shirt and just like, I thought he was one of the techs like working on the equipment. Nope, this dude takes off his glasses and he's the lead singer. And I mean, it's death metal music. I know Farrell got a brief experience of that during the Baltimore Metal Fest, Death Metal Fest on accident. But I think
a lot of people in Baltimore got exposed to it on accident.
Well, I have a exposed on accident story in a minute as well. But you know,
foreskinning there.
There's a lot of, I think a lot of a live performance from a band is them playing the music, but it's also the lead singer having some sort of character between the sets, or between the playing, right? So this guy that I just thought I'm this dude, but he takes off his glasses and he's got the voice and everything, and they haven't been around long, and you can tell that like by the guy's voice, because you get better at that growl somehow as time goes by, I guess, until you blow your voice out. But between tracks, like it would be like, oh, this next song is about love and chasing a broken heart. Fuck that. This song's about heroin. And like between every song, all his songs are about just drugs and fucking, and it's fantastic. I haven't followed up with any more of.
So as we see, the glasses are key. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Cody's buddy plays in a band called Distant. And just by happenstance, we're pulling in the garage.
Which is ironic because he had to travel from the UK to see them.
That's right. I told Cody, I said, you are probably their biggest fan. I don't know how many other people have seen them on two continents. Right? I mean, that should be a feather in your cap.
Yeah, for sure.
The guy was like, I guess just hanging out, waiting on us to get there just to make sure we got in right. And I'm like, dude, that's fucking awesome. Like, literally, it was like piss and rain. And dude's just hanging outside, waiting on us to get there. And gets checked in and everything, and we were on the guest list. Big flex over here, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, it was a good time. It was a good time. They
well, good.
They were.
How'd you like the show?
It was interesting. You know, I mean,
interesting.
It was good. There was the band called Suffocation. It was like they're like a OG death metal band. Like that's what inspired my brother and his friends to start playing death metal.
It'd be nice if they had like a nice name, you know, like everything is Suffocation and Body Box.
They put on a great show. So Carnifex was the
a handshake.
Polly Wally reach around.
Rose petal bath.
Maybe we should start a new trend. So Carnifex was the lead or the main act or whatever. So they closed, and their mix was awful. Like they're compared to the rest of the bands. I couldn't hear the vocalists. Like the guitars were turned up way too loud, like to the point where I told Cody, I'm like, I gotta go outside. I can't take it anymore. And finally we left before they finished. Dude, it just sounded like noise.
Wow.
Like, you know, like torturous.
It's all noise.
But there was no rhythm to it, and it just seemed off. And I don't know. It was.
A sound engineer can make or break a perforerance.
It's
So
crazy.
is that the sound engineer? Or is that their? Because don't they go off of their?
Well, see, everybody else sounded
equipment?
great. So there's something in their
should
mix.
Be everybody that's performing now has a mixing engineer that's sitting. But now sometimes, depending on like the level of the band, it might be like the club has a in-house engineer that's mixing everybody for the night. It's not like you bring your own people, but
And I think I mentioned when we went to see the Baby Metal concert, the old school metalheads with the patches on their they were running wild at this show. I'm pretty sure I saw a couple of the same guys he's got like 13 different cameras, and I'm like, who are you taking pictures for, bro? Everybody in here is already taking pictures. Who was this? Yeah, I don't know.
taking pictures.
I just thought that was funny to see those guys. So my musical journey continued that weekend because Mason and Kelly and I took the trip to Hanover to go see Yellow Wolf.
Oh, how was that?
Well, let's talk about getting there first.
Okay.
So, Mason had to leave work early because he was scheduled till 5. I'm like, I want to leave before 5. The show doesn't start till 7, but you know, I just want to get there.
Yeah.
Well, we decided we're just going to.
I would have gone with you to that.
Really?
100%.
Okay. I don't know that you. Let's finish. Let me finish before you get to that. So we go to that way, and we decide we're going to just stop and get some fast food, and like Mason finds us, I don't know, McDonald's. So he finds one, and it's in Gettysburg, which is fine. Except it was Bike Week in Gettysburg,
God.
and I didn't realize that,
yeah.
and it was fucking crazy. And I'd see like there's tons of people on bikes running around. McDonald's was full of people on
Chucky O's up there.
bikes. Yeah, Chucky O actually was up there. I don't. Hopefully he wasn't with the Rebel Flag crowd that I saw, but
He was on the Union side.
right. But I was having the thought, like, could you imagine just like you and your family like say, hey, we're gonna take the kids to Gettysburg this weekend. like honey, I haven't slept in 3 days.
It's almost like the roar of the cannons.
Yeah.
That's what they fought for.
echoing
that's what they fought
throughout time.
So we get to the venue for Yellow Wolf. It's keep in mind this is the second standing room only concert I'm going to in a week.
Right.
Horrible fucking idea. I will never go to a standing room only show again. I don't believe I will. I just don't have it in me.
Wow.
Walking around is one thing. Fucking just standing in one place.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah.
Unless you're like super. Like I saw, we saw fucking Gomez and I saw Fabio Foreign at the Fillmore standing room only, but it was fucking great with Cody of all.
Right.
Well, to add to that, I made the mistake of going to a. I guess it's like more of like a punk show at Soundstage.
Yeah,
that was very, very much a lot of moshing. And
Okay.
Oh,
my
no.
buddy and another friend
Over that.
very much wanted to be at the front.
Yes.
I'm 40.
Right.
It's like, well, I was sore. I was sweaty. I was done.
So let me go back to the death metal real quick. And apparently, part of the job of the lead singer is to orchestrate the pits, and where they'll divide the room in half. Everybody just kind of runs at each other, and like it's funny. Even Cody was like, "I really hate it when these opening acts try to get the crowd to interact because they're just not gonna. There's not enough people here, and they're just not gonna do
Right.
it. It just comes off as lame." But by the time like the
when I
headliners
say
go there,
hip, you say hop, hip.
yeah, exactly. So we get to Yellow Wolf, and immediately it's very clear that I am in the majority race wise.
Oh yeah.
I might have seen 3 black people.
Yeah,
the entire time.
his demographic is
The Yellow Wolf concert.
Yeah.
In Gettysburg.
No. Well, hang on. It was in the state capital, Harris. That was
which is even.
I did think about that. I'm like, I wonder how many these bikers are coming. I didn't see a single bike in the parking lot. So
Yeah, it's like that, and especially now as that little niche that he sort of carved out has like people have put like wedges in there and driven it in with a fucking like mallet of like the kind of like country but hip hop but hillbilly but urban but
Mashup group.
and he actually is one of the few that I feel like leans more into the urban side, the more into the hip hop side than like your Jelly Rolls or whomever.
right. Side note, Jelly Roll wrestled this weekend, by the way, if you didn't know that. SummerSlam was this weekend.
At last.
He did. He actually, this is a crazy sentence to say. Logan Paul laid him out on the announce table and then did a double prime can Stone Cold thing and did a dive off the top rope through Jelly Roll through the table.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Through him?
It exploded. That's, all that weight he lost, it all came.
Oh, my God. That
Struggle
terrible.
Jennings. That's like another one.
So
that's
sticky
like in
to
that
clean up all that jelly off the floor.
circle.
He struggles. I'll tell you what, Struggle now is on Jelly Rolls. All he does is country stuff now. But Struggle,
But he's adjacent to that.
he is.
Yeah.
I mean, some of my favorite Jelly Roll stuff is him and Struggles, Waylon and Willie series. It's hard to say it out loud.
Yeah.
It was hot as fuck in there. Like it wasn't air conditioned. And they had the doors open because there was like outside where you could go smoke and get drinks and stuff. And it was so hot. And I don't even remember who his opening acts were.
Did he do Pop the Trunk?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, you can look his set, and that's what a complaint I was reading is his set list has basically been the same for like 3 years. Nothing's changed, and this didn't affect me, but they had like a VIP thing. It was $100. You got all this merch, and you got like a meet and greet or whatever. And everybody online is saying like, we paid this, we did get a meeting, but like there was no merch, and nobody had any like. No one knew what the fuck we were even talking about when we asked about it.
Did you do the meet and greet?
No, I didn't.
I did it once with Slaughterhouse. I probably wouldn't do it again.
I was honestly, it was 3 of us going. If it had just been like me, I just didn't want to pay $100 for 2.
It
Kelly
just-
likes it.
it feels very weird.
I don't like.
It feels very
Dude, I don't even
prostitution-y.
like.
Yeah, like I'm
I don't.
in.
I don't like going like meeting like wrestlers at convention. I just think that's weird. Like, hey, I'm going to pay you $15 to take a
How
picture.
they make money.
I know they do, and
Yeah.
I'd rather just.
But it's gross. It's weird.
I would
It's
just
weird.
buy it. I mean,
Especially conventions where there's nothing to do with wrestling.
And then like watching
It's
the
just-
slaughterhouse meet and greet when it's like there's like 100 people lined up to go through the process, and every single one of them just really wants a picture with Joe Budden.
yeah.
And then the other
that's
three guys are
awkward.
like,
well, that's like at wrestling conventions, this one poor guy's just sitting there by himself, and he's next to like Stone Cold or something. The line's out the building. I was just gonna pull up his the play. Just tell you what song. Well, I won't do it. You can look it up if you want. But,
yeah.
he played all the hits, and I'll be honest, he brought out some new guy that's some country singer, and they like started to do some collab stuff, and I was like,
Oh, that's the album. I think they did a collab
yeah,
album.
they just brought out an album. I haven't listened to it.
It's not bad.
But like it was getting close to the end of the set list anyways, and they played everything I wanted to hear. So
I love that
we
dude,
bounced
man.
out a little. No, I like him a lot too. Just I don't know. The intimate setting was cool, like, but I don't know.
If it were a better setting.
Yeah, it'd been a better setting, and I had a seat, maybe,
And air conditioning.
and air conditioning. Just some creature
only 100
comfort.
of us
just
here.
some,
They
just
couldn't
some
find
40
chairs?
something shit.
And it was packed. It was packed. This venue was. I mean, it was assholes to elbows in there.
I was told there would be punch and pie.
Yeah, there was no punch and pie. I promise you that. So I went to Nashville next week. Flew down there for work. We have a factory down there, and we give a little tour and then take people downtown Nashville. And I have to be honest, I'm sick of doing that.
Yeah, you've been doing it a fair
I'm
bit.
just sick of Nashville. I mean, I don't mind going, but just like, you want to go to the honky tonks. Like, I ended up in the same fucking bar, and the same girl was singing the same songs from 2 weeks ago. I'm like, oh, Lord help me.
Yeah, you feel like a regular almost.
Almost. I had my first Uber experience. So there was 7 of us, not first ever, but first awkward Uber experience. So we had 7 people. If you call an Uber, it says 6, right? So we called an Uber, and a van came, and they took all 7 of us downtown. Well, I go to get an Uber back for 7 people. And we get this guy's van, has 6. He's like, you have 7? It's like, yeah. He's like, it'd be $10 extra. I'm like, well, how do I pay you that? You can Venmo me. He's like, I don't have Venmo. Okay. It's like, what do you want me to do? And we just all sat there. And I finally said, you know what? I'm getting out. Yo, take them on there, and I'll fucking call myself a car. And everybody said, no, we're not going. Cancel the Uber. Press another button. 30 seconds later, here comes another guy in the same kind of van. He's like, yeah, piling in. No problem.
I wonder if you would have reported that to Uber.
I thought about that, but
Yeah,
I don't even.
He's just trying to make a side.
Yeah, he's just trying to make
dollar.
extra money.
I know. And he didn't even have a 7th seat, so that might have been part of the deal. Like, from a safety standpoint, I get it, but we're piling in advance. So
Yeah, like $10 extra, and you can risk your life.
yeah, can I drive for $10 extra? So my dad came pick me up in Nashville and drove 60 miles an hour down the interstate back home. And we stopped at a Dollar General Market, which, yes, this does exist. It's a Dollar General, but it actually has like full refrigerated grocery section. And everything.
Dollar hot dogs?
I didn't see any dollar hot dogs, but I walked in, and I don't know if I've ever sung the praises of this beverage before, but Sundrop. Are you guys familiar with Sundrop? So it's a citrus soda that's a very southern thing. It's
I saw a picture that you posted.
yeah, it's actually owned by the same people that own Dr. Pepper now.
Well,
but
it's only like 3 people that owns all the drinks. So.
right. So we're in this store, and I see the rep is like working on the display. And, the worst anybody's ever going to say is no, right? Now, this is the same town once I once acquired a Hardee's Jurassic Park hat for Phil that he still wears to this day.
Of course.
So I go up to the rep, and I'd kind of just been bullshitting with it a little. I said, "Hey, man, got any hats or anything in your truck?" Because he had a Sundrop logo truck in the parking lot. He's like, "Oh, let's go look." So we go out, single cab truck, opens his toolbox and just starts pulling shit out. He's like, "What do you want, man?" I was like, "I don't know. Do you have hats?" He's like, "Yeah, man." He hands me 4 fucking hats. About 4 green Sundrop hats. And he's like, "You want a car tag or a tag frame?" I was like, "Man, I can't run tags like that where I'm from, whatever." It's like, so hey, never not ask for stuff, right?
Yeah.
You can always get it. I go down to my folks' house. I had to work a couple days, but I did take a couple days off too. And my dad's got a car; he's been working on it forever. We did some body work on that, and it was just cool being home. Didn't really do much; just hung out with my mom because my dad and my aunt actually went to a family reunion. My mom wasn't going to, and I haven't been to in years. So I got to spend just time alone with my mom, and went and saw my aunt, who's my uncle passed away during COVID. So it was cool just to see everybody and my parents are getting a little older and, you know, not seeming to remember things as well as they used to. And, heard a lot of the same stories over and over, but, they're still about their wits. So that's nice. Work's kicking my ass. That's why I haven't been here. I've been given basically another pile of work on top of what I was already doing. And it's just basically impossible for me to get away during the day right now. Unfortunately. So Kelly had bought tickets, gosh, I don't know how long ago, for the Premier League soccer.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So Premier League.
Oh, he's a big fan over here. We got a big
My wife's
fan
a huge Manchester United fan. Thanks, Sam. It's all Sam's fault. So it's fine. I enjoy going to the game.
Manchester's blue.
Blue?
It's a whole Manchester thing.
Okay.
Man
There's
City,
Man City and Man
City
United.
is blue. Man U.
Man U is red. Man City.
Where the hell my notes go? So it was at MetLife Stadium up there in East Rutherford, next to the Great American Mall. What's it called? It's not the mall
In Jersey?
Yeah, that great big one with the ski slope. Anyways, it's connected to it, right? So we drove up there that Friday. We're staying up there for 2 nights. Redeem my points. Oh, by the way, you're looking at Mr. Platinum Bonvoy member now. That's worth a flex.
I'll give you one.
And I hit platinum when I was at the Nashville Marriott, and they recognized me and left a charcuterie board and a bottle of champagne in my room. I ate the charcuterie board, my drunken stupor.
board?
I ate all of it. And I actually left the champagne at my mom's house.
Was it a bottle of Mums?
I didn't even look at it.
You could always buy like 10 bottles of Mums.
I don't, yes, it might have been.
Dude, Mums, it's a joke from Meet the Parents for those listening. It's so great. It works every time for me, but he's like, they go to the convenience store as soon as he gets to town for his in-laws or whatever, future in-laws, and they're going through like the aisles or whatever, and he's like, hey man, is there like wine here? Like I could buy a bottle of wine for dinner? And they're like, we got a bottle of Mums. And he was like, well, it's like $10. Like I'm looking for like a $100 bottle, like a nice bottle to take to dinner. He's like, you could buy 10 bottles of Mums.
Oh man. Oh gosh. So all right. So we leave Friday mid-afternoon to drive up there, and between Baltimore traffic, Turnpike traffic, and the fact that it just rained brutally for like 30 minutes. It's like 6.
Yep.
6.
Joey is familiar.
Well, it wasn't that rainstorm.
Oh no?
No, it was another one. 6.5 hours to get up there. So we were like, oh, when we get up there, we'll go to the mall. Like we got there, I'm like, let's just go get some food. So we went to the coolest Mexican restaurant. I don't remember the name of it, but everything in there was black light lit. They had like, I guess you could probably reserve this room, a big long table. The whole room was all black light, and they had lucha libre shit everywhere. They had a fucking DJ playing music. It was obnoxiously loud, but I would always think my dad would hate this place. It's like, and honestly, the ambiance was probably better than the food, but it was just a really cool vibe.
So like bowling at night.
It was almost like, going to hit the duck pins.
Cosmic Mexico.
The Cosmic Mexican duck pin bowling. By the way, the National Women's Duck Pin tournament happened in Mount Airy last weekend.
Really?
Yeah, big flex there.
Wow. Sorry, I missed it.
It's a little morbid down, but there actually was a kid got killed like right down the street from me in that storm drain.
Heard about that.
Yeah, that was tragic. Strangely enough,
13-year-old kid.
Well, my kid's 12. Has no idea who this kid is, and his friends don't know who this kid is. I don't know, but that sucks. And don't play in the rain. It's basically what I take out of that. So we had a great hotel. It was a Renaissance there, round about that part of the world. The only thing I did not care for is the thermostat only went on to 68 degrees.
What? Really?
But luckily, I had the internet. I hacked that motherfucker.
Did you?
Yeah. Yep, it's all hold that something down for a certain amount of time and it'll open up the panel. I dropped that motherfucker down to 62 and was comfortable.
Nice.
Let's see what else there. So we went out. I guess about 10:30, 11. We went. over to the mall. Got great parking. The mall, it's only $5 to park, and you can park there and walk over to
pay
the
to park at the mall.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Well, yeah, you do, but it also worked at Stadium Park because Stadium Park is like $45. So there's just a little like walkway.
Oh, perfect.
And you can pop right. We got out. I'm speeding ahead, but we got out. We were back at the hotel in like 15 minutes after we left the parking lot. It was, and that's going, in 12 circles. Fucking, who designed New Jersey? I swear.
No, you can't turn left, so you have to design around that.
I don't know. It was wild. So the game, we had absolutely great seats. Let me show you a picture of where we were. And I have a ton of videos also that I took with because I wore my special glasses. But I mean, that's the corner of the pitch.
Oh, wow.
We were.
Oh, yeah.
Right there, ready for the corner kick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nick?
So
Look at you. Look at you.
So
Who did they play again?
Man U played Everton that game, and then it was West Ham played the other team. There's 4 teams there, so I bought a shirt because I was going to buy a jersey, but they were like $120. I'm not going to wear this on a regular.
It's a
basis.
kit. I mean, if you said pitch, right?
My wife was in the full kit, shorts,
Oh yeah.
socks. She's
Dang, she
ready.
had it all.
She's ready.
Shoes?
Cleats.
I made her wear shoes.
Probably best for New Jersey.
Take the girl out of Georgia.
It was hot as fuck there too. I mean, once the sun got down, it was fine. But we watched the first game, and I was literally like trying not to doze. I mean, because she didn't really care that much about this game, but hey, we paid for this, might as well be there. But people are awful, man. Just people.
Yes.
And I'll tell you why. Like we paid for these good seats. Right?
You're not helping the
We get
situation
there.
I got going on over here.
We get there, and there's somebody sitting in our fucking seat, and they had no control over the situation. Like nothing, none whatsoever. So the tunnel that
Was it like gym tan laundry? The situation?
Yes.
No.
The situation from the Jersey Shore?
Wow.
I will tell you,
Circa 20 years ago. Holy shit.
this was
Pull that out of my ass.
this was a cultural melting pot. I should have asked my glasses to translate what the fuck these people are saying behind me. But I mean, just
I can't see over this tall motherfucker.
No spatial awareness. Like Kelly, is 5'5", is standing next to me, and these kids are just running right up to the front, and we were like, whoa, what are you doing? Relax, chill out. Like people were sitting 4 or 5 rows, and they send their kids down with signs, and there was these kids. They were probably 12, 13, and we're hugely into this, but they had jersey ball up. Like, I'm going to throw this. They were trying to throw jerseys to players while they were fucking playing the game. I'm like, what is wrong with y'all?
Parents.
Just a friendly, right?
Yeah, they're all just friendly. But see, the tunnel, the way this place is laid out, I can only assume they had built 4 locker rooms, right, for these 4 teams. So one team on the first game had come out through a tunnel.
I got the same thing when I did.
Yeah. And all these people were trying to get autographs from him. Well, then Manchester United came out from like the center. And so all these people were mobbed up trying to, I don't know, get someone's attention or throw something to him. And I'm like, I did see there was a kid next to me at one point who I can only guess that this player, I don't know what it was. I think it was the Ghana jersey. He had his jersey, and that dude gave him his jersey. That was cool, but whatever. But I don't know. It was a fun experience. I think it would be very different to see a game in England. I think people are going to behave quite differently.
They don't.
The soccer
Yeah, I think it's
hooligans?
But they don't allow
the hooligans.
They don't allow beer or anything in the seats over there.
That's fine. I mean, we were
just get
paying
drunk in the hall.
$5 for a cup of water. So
I'm taking my whole family to see the Clips on Saturday, including my 9-year-old.
Perfect.
bless up. I will tell you.
Sink or swim.
We
Yeah,
got
but she knows more of the lyrics than anybody else.
Than me.
we got done. Bobby, you'll appreciate this. And we were both exhausted. And I was like, "What do you want to do for dinner?" She's like, "I don't want to do anything." So why don't we order pizza and sit in the bed and eat pizza?
Hell yeah.
That's what we did.
That's my dream, dude.
That's what we did.
That's my dream
We
night.
sat
Some
and
good
ate.
sex, some good alcohol,
Yes.
pizza in bed with some bullshit television is like my fucking. That's
That's
a
the
slice
jam.
of heaven.
Is there a nice friendly footy ball game before that?
No. At least that's not what we call it.
And we got up Sunday morning and got home in 3.5 hours.
Wow, yeah, that's
So
the difference, isn't it?
Yeah. So I haven't watched a lot. I did watch The Expanse again. Been watching a new season of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I don't know if any of you guys watched
You're
that.
still plugging away on that.
Well, the new season of it.
Yeah, but I guess you just went back and watched like a whole bunch of it recently.
Oh, well, I watched.
Yeah,
I back watched it, but I've just been watching the seasons.
How is it?
It's good. It's kind of back to
Still holding on?
the ridiculousness of. So I'm waiting. They showed it in the trailer, and you can see on Hulu like the next episodes that are coming out. Danny DeVito is on The Golden Bachelor at one point. Like there's an episode about that, and I cannot wait.
That dude's got to be 100.
I cannot wait. I cannot
Show
wait.
her my French flipper trick.
He still looks the same.
He's gonna end up looking like the penguin.
So one of my favorite bits they did. It was right after like the pandemic kind of loosened up, and they were able to film. Like I won't explain the whole bit, but basically it was a whole bunch of different things that happened around the election that were their fault. Like they were basically harassing voters in Philadelphia. My favorite one was that no one could get men couldn't get their hair dyed black during COVID. So Danny DeVito started, Frank, his character, started doing that. And that's why, what's his name's hair started running when they were at the Four Seasons Lawn and Garden Center. Giuliani. That because Frank had done his hair and he was sweating.
It was a fake dye.
It was just like motor oil or something stupid like that. Oh, that's one of my favorite bits from that show. And I watched Happy Gilmore 2.
How did you like it? A lot of it's getting shit on. It's getting shit on.
I haven't seen it.
So
I didn't have high hopes for it.
It's getting shit on.
Here's the problem. It's in the spirit of the original movie, but I'm not sure that works in
not funny.
2025.
No, it's not.
It's 30 years old.
Did y'all see it?
I watched it.
Yeah.
I watch bits and pieces.
My weirdly enough, like the hall pass thing. Adam Sandler's on my wife's hall pass.
Really?
Yeah,
Like current
I
Adam
don't know why.
Sandler?
I hate it.
Like basketball shorts and a button?
Really?
Yeah, I hate it.
Wow.
But yeah,
Who would you rather it be?
So I asked. So I got to say this. I'm putting his business out there. I won't say his name. Nick Farrell and I know an individual who's a huge Drake fan. Massive
yes,
Drake
know
fan.
who you're talking about.
Massive. In fact, Drake has a new album coming out, and he put a picture in his stories that said, "Drake is edging me so hard right now."
Ugh.
So I asked him.
That dude would fuck Drake. Get fucked
Well,
by Drake.
it's funny that you mentioned
Yeah,
that. So I asked him. I told the story here before about when Drake's dick pics got leaked, and I asked him if he went searching for it, and he was like, "Nah," and I was like. And he was like, all right, I did. And he's like, and I'll be honest with you, I couldn't find it. And then I started getting angry that I couldn't find it. And then I stopped looking because I was worried about me getting angry that I couldn't find it. So anyway, I asked him just last night in a moment of truth and safety if he would be mad if his girl had the opportunity to fuck Drake and turned it down.
Oh, he would be furious.
And he sat there and thought about it, and I was like, I'm going to bed, man. I rolled out.
I just want to know how it was.
What was he like?
So
turned down the
Happy
Six
Gilmore
God?
2 is, I don't know. I mean, I'm glad they got it out of their system. And well, part of it was lost on me because they had a lot of these modern golfers, and I don't even know who these dudes are. And
Right.
They had all the old dudes. Like, is that Lee Trevino? I just vaguely remember seeing these guys on the PGA Senior Tour, 2:00 on CBS on Sundays or whatever.
Yeah.
I just vaguely recognize some of the guys. I'm like, that's a golf guy. But Shooter was in it. That was a crazy story arc. That was probably the best part.
He's great in the first one.
My wife had her semi-annual brush with death this past week. That has had some
Another one?
repercussions. She had a lawnmower tire blow up on her, and she has a concussion and a bone bruise with a possible hairline fracture in her arm.
Oh my
Dude.
god. Worst luck.
You need to wrap that bitch in a bubble, man.
Yeah, Bubble Boy.
I know.
That poor girl's had a rough 365 days.
So that's 3,065 days. So that concussion's kicking her ass. It really is.
That sucks, man.
I mean, that's the thing about what they were telling her. So let me tell you the story. So it happened. I was downstairs on a work call, and I heard it sounded like somebody dropped a construction dumpster in my driveway. Just boom.
Right.
Like I was actually on the phone with my boss, and I'm like, "Hey, give me just a sec. I just heard a weird noise." And I go upstairs, and Kelly's up there, and she's just shaking. I'm like, "What happened?" She's like, "Lawnmower tire blew up," and she's like, she had a glove on. Thank God. She was afraid to take the glove off, but she took it off, and she has acrylics on, and it blew off the pinky acrylic and busted her finger, but. That was it, and then the pain just started radiating out, and like I'm sure there's some whiplash in there too from just getting blown back. But she went to just like the walk-in
like patient first.
Yeah, there in Mount Airy that next morning, and you know they gave her some X-rays and said it looks like you have a bone bruise and a hairline fracture, and it was her eardrums hurt really bad, so she thought she'd blown her eardrums. She was wearing earbuds and like muffs. No pun intended, on her ears. Thank God, because if she hadn't had that on, she'd probably be in a lot of trouble. So she wakes up the next morning and her ear's been bleeding.
Oh my God.
So we go to the ER in Frederick. And shout out to the Frederick ER. We were
you've always been happy with them.
We were in and out of there 3 hours.
Yeah, Frederick is.
They X-rayed her arm.
That's awesome.
And then they did a CT scan, and they're like, it looks like you have a concussion. The concussions hit everybody different. I probably had a concussion.
Concussion hits different.
I mean, I'm sure all the dumb shit I did in wrestling, I got a concussion, and at some point, and a lot of us probably have never realized it, but it didn't even cross my mind that she might have a concussion, right? So he's just trying to work through it right now.
Yeah, man. Thoughts and prayers.
Trying to find ways to ease the pain.
Somebody get that girl a break, man.
I know. So I ended up. I don't do lawn work at our house because she enjoys doing it, but boy, I did it this weekend.
I like it, that hustle.
Mason and I. Well,
she loves it.
She does. I mean, she picked out the mower. She picked out all the equipment.
That's why I was like, Jana loves doing the trash.
Wow.
Selena loves doing the sink and the dishwasher.
Yeah, right.
So Mason and I, she ordered a new tire and just went in and changed the front tires. And I'll be honest, I don't think I've ever used this piece of equipment. So I'm like, it has a hydrostat, basically has a gas pedal instead of, I'm used to putting it in third gear and just taking off and, cut the grass and getting air in the tires. And it got me thinking like, you used to be able to like just go to the gas station, air your tire up, and now it's $1 or so, right? It's fucking inflation, right? Took me a while to find something I could work in. Well, and to add a cherry onto my shit Sunday, my fucking laptop crashed. It's stuck in a BIOS loop.
Oh no!
And Kelly got
what is that thing?
Well, I bought it 21, maybe 3-4 years old. It's an MSI fucking gaming laptop.
It should still be working.
I know. And what's funny, it was working fine. I was using it, and I reset it. I just restarted it, just because I hadn't done it in a while. And it pulls up a BIOS screen. What the fuck is this shit? And I couldn't get past it. So I put Kelly to task on it today. I said, maybe giving you something to do will keep your mind off being soupy with it.
Lay it up.
She got, I guess, a Windows boot or whatever and tried to put it in. It wouldn't take. So now it's just like, I have so much shit on that computer. I feel so dumb for never putting it on a cloud or something, but like all the fucking Realm shit's on there, all the Realm logos.
I mean, you can pull data.
All the Crashbox shit.
It's just the computer.
Right.
But the hard drive is fine.
I know a good place.
Okay. I might end up having to go that route. She's going to try. I did Google it, and a YouTube video came up with this exact problem, and the guy was like, he was taking it apart.
There's just
like,
a hard drive out, bro.
Right. Well, he was saying like sometimes those connectors just come loose if you banged it or something. But it was just crazy. It was just sitting there on my fucking desk. Turned it off, restarted it just the way I'm supposed to, and it fucking pops this shit up. So it kind of got me nerve wracked about it a bit. But
it's the worst.
Yeah, hopefully we can work it out. Well, this will be, by the time you hear this, I will have sold thousands and thousands of dollars of stuff at NJCC. Do you have anything you want me to take?
Maybe. When are you going?
It's this weekend.
Okay. I have to look. I have to look through stuff anyway.
He's got his hands full at the
You
moment.
do have your hands full. So, that's, I miss you guys. Sorry I hadn't been around, but
miss you too, man.
It's been a fucking struggle. So
I
hopefully,
gotta see you sometime.
Hopefully we can do this once a month at least.
Before we get into the Lord of the Rings, one thing I do want to share about my Nerd Week.
I do have one more thing. But
go ahead.
Well, I heard you said in our chat you wanted my input on a certain death of recent note.
Oh, I do.
Yeah. I'll be honest with you, man. I was sitting in my work chair and I got a message that told me that, and it fucking tore me up, man.
Yeah.
It hit me hard.
I get it.
Was not expecting. I mean, the man's not been in good health. There was a rumor he was
old too. No, we're talking about Hulk Hogan for those.
Hulk Hogan. And
I mean, like he was. I mean, you're a huge wrestling fan. He was a huge wrestling icon.
So this is to me, and no one wants to hear this, separating an art from the artist, right?
Nobody wanted to hear it when I was talking about Kanye, but once again, how the tables have turned.
Maybe. Well, I look at it this way, and I say this to anybody that likes wrestling in any capacity. You would not like wrestling if Hulk Hogan had not existed. Mm-hmm. That character, right? Mm-hmm. And it's the guy kind of fucked himself up in his later years. Just saying dumb shit, getting caught saying dumb shit. I mean, it just kind of. I mean, the last time he was on wrestling. Let's see, the Netflix premiere for Raw was first of the year, and he got booed out of the building. It's because he turned himself into a monster. Hey.
Die a hero,
or you live long enough to become the villain. And I think Hulk Hogan's a perfect example of that.
Or the heel, in this case.
He definitely was a heel at the end.
That's a little wrestling lingo for you, sir.
Look at that insider terms. By the way, I did watch something else. I watched the WWE Unreal documentary series on Netflix.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, let me tell you, it's definitely unreal. They picked a great name for such an unscripted show. There's a lot. I mean, it's any of that shit set up. Like, hey, when Charlotte Flair comes out, she won the Royal Rumble. I want all the girls out here to applaud and make a big deal about it.
Wait, wrestling's fake?
Yeah,
it's real to me. Damn it!
My blown out
all of a sudden, just start smashing shit on the table, throwing your chair around, crying in the corner.
It's a live action film. How's that? There's some incredible things that happen at SummerSlam, but I won't get into it.
It's like if you go to medieval times.
It kind of is like medieval times without the horses.
Wait,
I'll get you your wish, sir.
Hold on, there is horses. Did you know this is a very complicated process to become a knight in that?
Yeah,
we know a guy that was that worked for medieval times
as a knight. Really?
He's training to be a knight.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm not sure that I know about this person.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, send it to me.
You have to be like a squire and like scoop horse shit and stuff, right?
Perfect. Yep. Two things. One, I want to shout out to Jim. He runs my Discord on Patreon, and he's been here at Skullstis and met a number of people, and and he's going through something at the moment. And it looks like he's going to be just fine, and I love that for him. So I want to make some noise for him. But here's to a quick recovery, recovery up, as I say, and you'll be back on your feet before you know it.
Oh, sorry, one more thing. I'm sorry. Into the Realms 500th episode was this past Monday, and they had it was quite a reunion. It was myself, Jisk was on there, Thunder Thief Dan, who else? Tyler,
nice.
Jay Roos.
I heard
we did a little fake out, start of the show with the old cast.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was cool to have everybody together.
I actually went to listen to it today, but I couldn't find it anywhere.
I know it's on YouTube. I don't know.
I mean, on audio.
I don't even think we push it out anymore because there wasn't any traffic.
Got you.
And it's a very visual show. So
yeah, I went to check it out because I heard that you guys were doing 500. I was like, I'll give that shit a listen.
Yeah,
and,
it's on. I mean, it's on YouTube if you want to check it out for sure.
Yeah,
it's on live stream. So 500, 10 years.
Yep.
It's funny because they put a lot of clip videos together, and it's like, wow, we've all gotten old together.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm sure
funny.
Jay Roos looks great. He looked like 10 when you guys started.
He has, I think
so he probably looks like a solid 22 now.
He's like a 2 or 3 year old daughter.
No shit.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Yeah. That's awesome.
It's good stuff.
So there's one thing I wanted to mention before we get into the Lord of the Rings shit, and that is I went to the studio this past week to do a song, and Joey went with me.
Great times.
But before or after the flood?
Before, actually, the same day. But it was it was so shitty because it was
before the flood.
It was such a good day
until it wasn't.
And then his fucking basement flooded, which I'm sure he'll talk about last week for you listening. But it was such a bummer because like. It was such a good moment that day. But I was gonna play it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna stop it. I'm gonna stop it here.
No context of what's going on.
So this isn't for the general. This is just
just for us.
Fuck yeah.
And I'll tell you, I'm not the most. It's a little left center of my wheelhouse, so I'm not the most comfortable with it.
We'll be gentle.
No, don't be. But here we go.
We'll just ease it in.
Yep, and that's it. So I'm debating on what to do with it.
So I will say that production wise, I think this is the best you've done.
Right? That's
The
why when
production is
when
super tight on it. Like, I don't know if you did anything different, but it's the layering is fucking amazing.
Yep.
Like, and I can see like there's a very like kind of muted. I don't even know what sound it is that kind of starts at the beginning, and I can see in my head, you're like, I needed a little duller, little fucking duller. And your rhyme scheme is I like the complexity of it, and the I can tell why you were there so long about fucking ad libs, but
Yeah.
I really like the way you built the whole track up with the layering and the layering of your vocals.
I did. It is the first song I've done in some time without a sample.
So I was going to ask if that was all,
Yeah.
because I couldn't tell that the melody kind of sounded like you would have lifted it or something, but you wrote that out.
Played it all.
Do you lay down a reference track of vocals kind of yourself to kind of have an idea where you
So
want
I
to
have
go
started doing that recently,
okay.
like the
Because I can
last
imagine
2 or
getting
3.
in there and just being like, I don't even know what to do.
Mainly because I want to feel like a professional when I walk in that bitch. Like I want to make sure I got my shit together, which was actually it was a nice experience this time because like and I imagine these guys are working with these fucking kids all the time that it's just a
They're
fucking
complaining
shit show,
about it. Yeah.
Handing them a wad of cash. And,
and I'm sure that and I got the impression that they were grateful to work on something where there was like a clear, concise vision with
and there wasn't 12 people yelling.
yeah, and rolling up and everything else.
Yeah.
So it was destroyed when we got there.
So
there was 10 people in that little room.
Ashtrays and fucking like it was a
Trash.
disaster when we got
Had someone been there right before y'all?
there. There was 10, 16-year-old kids in there the night before.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Is this a place you had used before?
Yeah, but I'd never. Usually they book me later. I went early, and like you could tell, they weren't quite ready for me. I was bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, but I'm 44 years old. But yeah, it was a it was a positive experience either way, and I'm proud of it. It was ironic, and then I'm ready to transition. But it was ironic because the song is very much about like being comfortable in who you are and taking ownership of who you are.
Right.
And I'm self-conscious about putting it out.
Where would you say you drew? I don't know, like what other artists? It's like because it almost feels like you're compared to the rest of the songs you've made. Like it's very different. So I don't know if there was like a particular sound that like,
it's
that like hits you that you're like that like sparked this. Not that it's written in somebody else's.
So
sound.
I did this beat in like 2008.
really.
And I've just been sitting on it. And when I got the new computer and I started going through and matching my files and everything, I found it and I was like, "Fuck! I always wanted to do something with this." And I actually had a fair amount. I had the first verse already recorded previously, like at a different place. And I was like, you know what? That means. I was listening to it. And I was like, that means something different to me now. I know what it meant to me then,
Yeah.
but it means something different to me now. So I want to take that and build on it.
So this was actually like the seed of this was
2007, 2008.
way before most of the other songs I've heard.
Yep, 100%.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is because it sounds it's almost got a poppy sound to it.
Yeah.
Not in a negative way, but just it's got more of an upbeat
Yeah,
tempo to it, and it's a faster. What's the BPMs on that?
120.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's ain't no swanging with the 80s, right?
yeah.
Yeah, I like it, man.
Yeah,
I
no,
think you should
thank
put
you.
it out like you every year.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I think we should do a video.
I'm leaning that way. Laura really likes it. So
Yeah, we
As
can
soon as we got out of studio, I was like, why are you questioning?
yeah, the guys at the studio were like, yeah, they were. Which was interesting because they're really more street guys, and they were like, no, this is fucking great.
That's awesome.
When it's not really a street record type of.
Well, I mean, let me know when you're ready to go back to Fort Armistead. I think we should listen. Let's plan a meetup there. Let's just say, hey, and see. I mean,
I'm sure there'll be a big turnout.
How many blowjobs we could get there?
Well, turnout means something different there, but
No doubt.
All right. So with that, I think we could transition, so to speak, into some Lord of the Rings talk. So you said you got introduced to it at 5 or 6, Nick, or 5th grade or 6th grade, Nick, and you're reading The Hobbit.
Yes, started with that. It was, can't remember if it was. I think it was like a school related. Hey, read this. You're, you know, one of those. We've noticed you're better at reading. Like, here's some other stuff, and it led into it. And I believe
get a little personal pan from Pizza Hut.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, my little. Yeah, I remember that now. But yeah, I read it then, and then in middle school read all the Lord of the Rings trilogy, and then I definitely got into it. I didn't necessarily know or get into all the other books because there's a ton of stuff.
The lore,
yeah, the Silmarillion and all the other books of that were then finished by Tolkien's son. But I've kind of read some synopses and stuff of it and kind of learned it that way rather than.
When did you get turned on to it, Joey?
I remember I watched like the cartoon from the 80s.
The Hobbit.
I don't recall it well, but I know I watched it. But audiobooks.
Like
on
what,
tape.
What
On
age?
tape.
What age are you thinking?
6. Like was before the movies came out. Shortly before the movies.
Oh, shortly before.
But I
Okay,
was
so do
working
you think
in
I got caught up in a little bit of the hype? Like, all right, I'm gonna check this out before I go walk into.
No.
Oh, okay.
It was like a coincidence.
Oh,
It was like I worked at the art gallery and like in the back, and then people would just put everyone, and one person like we're gonna listen to this book on tape, like cassette tape, and I was like, oh, okay, this is interesting. And then the movie came out like a couple years after. It's like, oh, I know this.
what about you, Chris? Do you remember like your first exposure?
It was probably the Hobbit cartoon. Like,
Yeah.
what year did that come out?
80 something.
I think it was the early 80s. I have a memory
I went back
attached
to
to
watch it recently. It doesn't.
It has
doesn't
that
look
Flight of
good.
Dragons vibe.
It does.
A little bit,
It
but
does.
like
It has
the
that.
elves look fucked up in that. They're not like fucking handsome.
I have a memory of that.
1977.
Okay.
70s, yeah.
I remember it. I mean, it was 85, 86, being in like elementary school and having a memory of that a Hobbit attached to it. I can't relate why, but I was aware of it. And I think my dad had read the books and they just seemed so daunting to me because they were so fucking big.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
And that scared me.
fucking thing.
And those are nothing compared to like the lore. So like the Hobbit, the Lord of the Rings trilogy happens in what Tolkien calls the third age of that world. Mm-hmm. And the stuff talking about the Silmarillion and the start of everything is even more daunting just because of how much of a linguist.
Oh,
He
right,
was-
that he was.
Yeah,
that
and
Tolkien
he
was.
he created such an extensive background of it all.
Yeah. Do you remember your initial turn on to Lord of the Rings, Farrell?
Yesterday,
So like I remember the first of the movies
Because it's
coming
actually
out.
kind of your bag too, a little bit, isn't it? Like the fantasy world, like in terms of nerd shit.
Yeah, so I mean, like I appreciate the fact that it's a completely separate universe, right? So and I do like the the depth of it because it's I don't appreciate things that try to mash something else into our universe when they don't fully think it out. So it's
Right.
It's my kind of my gripe with a couple of the other things that we talk about. I remember the movie the first one coming out in like was that 2001 or whatever. But my normal thing is I want to wait until everything comes out,
Yes.
God.
right?
Yes.
So it's like I want to sit
I
down.
could never.
Like I rewatched all 3 movies, the extended cuts, in the last 3 days.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's like 12 and a half hours
Of walking.
Of walking. Even the fucking trees walking.
So like when I found out it was part of a trilogy, I was like, well, fuck, I'll catch this in 10 years.
Yep.
When it's all done. And then I watched all the movies in one day. The day before the Amazon series.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like to get ready for that.
Right. A little prep
And
work.
I had seen like little bits and pieces, and I was like, okay, like this looks good enough to watch the series, so I'll just watch all the movies at once.
Yeah, mine was I think I had heard maybe like just like living in America, you hear about things that like Citizen Kane. Like I've never seen Citizen Kane. I have no idea what it's about, but I'm aware that it's this good thing that exists that I'm just unfamiliar with. And I think I'd heard about the Hobbit
I think
part.
it's about a citizen.
Named Kane?
Yeah.
Or he got caned?
No, it's
Both.
with a K.
Singapore. But I think that, like, I was aware of it by name from that cartoon, The Hobbit, but that was all I was aware of from it, and I had no understanding of like the Lord of the Rings stuff afterward. And then like I went and saw the movie and walked in without any knowledge, not even knowing it was based on a book or anything. Just like, I'm gonna check this fucking movie out, and
So that's one of the
and I hated it.
Really?
I fucking hated
That's not
it.
walking.
I hated every fucking second of that shit. And then I saw the second one, and I loved the second one so much that I went back and watched the first one and like began to appreciate the first one.
So having that experience of watching all three like back to back to back, like it was nice to not have to have read the books to understand the bulk
I guess I
of the
don't
story.
Can't know it from that persptive.
Yeah, but like
having
they
read
talk
everything.
about they show you enough that you're not sitting back and like, well, who the fuck is that guy?
Mm-hmm.
You know, because it's like, well, you had to have read the third book in the 47 book series about like mentioned on page 12.
I mean, they do cut stuff off in the movies.
Yeah, sure,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like, but it isn't
And add
essential to
It
the
still
story.
makes a linear story for the movie.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
that's true with any book, anything.
Sure.
Yeah.
The Expanse, for example. Concessions had to be made.
I enjoyed The Expanse as well.
So they like so what is so there's a background to this shit, right? Let's get into some nitty gritty.
So I think what
it's
it-
like people sang this universe to
Yeah.
exist.
So I think kind of what its basis in is Tolkien was he is actually a very religious Catholic person. So there's that.
and he was
there's a-
friends with the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe dude too. Like
who-
they were like
Was that C.S. Lewis?
yeah.
Yeah, I think
And he did like there was much more of those religious themes are apparent, you know,
So
obviously. And
there's the religious themes, and then there's a lot of the modern, I guess, the modernization of. He grew up in the countryside in England, and so a lot of that theme of from the start, which is their god is Ero Iluvatar, and the world is Ea. And so so there's a god, and then God created these angelic beings, the Ainur.
there's like 7 or 9 of them.
There were 15.
Okay, all right.
There's 14 because one turned bad. That was Melkor. That turned into Morgoth. That was the
original
that was-
villain.
That was like Sauron's.
This is like going to
predecessor.
fucking church, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I, like
So he had a lot of
Big ads.
religious themes in it, and then through all these ages, the first, the second, the third age, what most people know, the Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings is the third age of this world, and it really is more so more like a cultural developmental age. And like at the end of it, when not to jump too far forward, but like it's now man is taking over, and it's kind of mirrors his perspective of the world and how he's gone from this quiet countryside life in England. He fought or was part of in World War One and saw the atrocities of that, and then the modernization, industrialization, and the loss of those more simple things, which is where he has been quoted as saying he feels he is a hobbit in all but stature. That was like part of the quote.
really.
That's why, and so they are the main thing. So I think we talked about a little bit the other day, like why did Gandalf allow Frodo to choose their path? You know, when they go over the mountain or in the mines,
Yeah.
it's because the hobbits were central to that final kill.
Well, it's also funny, like mentioning the industrialization, because that is a huge part of it, right? They're like tearing down all the trees,
and they outright like mention it in that whole thing when Saruman's taking all the trees, like
You mean Sour Man?
Saruman,
Saruman,
and Sauron, as you said.
and building these like war machines and towers.
Yeah,
and,
he had a very worldly view of that, but then going back to that god, that Eru Iluvatar, created these angelic beings, and the way he wrote it, they literally sang a song, and all of them. And it's one of those things where I can't remember all of it, but I did kind of write down. So there's each of these Ainur, these angelic beings, the song they sings is a part of the world, and it can be more non-intangible ideas, such as like grief and happiness, and then other ones are literally
Oh,
about,
each one kind of stands for one.
yeah,
right?
yeah. Like, so one is the main one. He's the air, the winds, the clouds, and the eagles, and like that's his song.
Uh-huh.
And then they all have this song that kind of,
The combined harmony,
combined harmony of it
creates all the
and then
thing.
there was
Different
this one
layers of the song.
There you go.
layers, the composition of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was that one who was Melkor originally, as he was an Ainur, created. He wanted more power, more of his own thing, and his song was this dissonance that was trying to fight against it. And that's where most of the evil originates from in this world, is from Melkor.
And what's his deal? What's his vibe, dude?
It was rap music, right?
Yeah. And Marilyn Manson and punk rock.
Yeah. He was the first one to create the grunge pedal, in Middle Earth.
And he I've seen art of him, like the people have done, and it all does, like, it feels linear, like the stuff that he, like the headdress, it almost has all of it has like the Nazgul vibe or whatever they are, and then it all kind of like looks like it's like this
Nazgul
evolution, this evolution of this one, like bad is there is one representation almost of bad, of evil.
And it's a weird thing in that almost nothing in the world was necessarily created purely evil. Everything was corrupted. That becomes that has become.
So how is this Malkor? Yeah, how was he corrupt?
So some things with apparent, like with how Tolkien wrote it, is that not everything had to have a reason. Not everything had to be explained in his world.
If
It
you have
was
enough
just
people
that-
in a group, there's one shitty one.
There's going to be, and
Always.
that was like his thing. There's that one. There's that one that had to do his own thing, and the way that manifested was in this more evil tones, because he didn't want to harmonize with the
Yeah,
rest.
I guess. I
Oh,
can
he
see
didn't
that.
want to harmonize.
Yeah,
Or he wanted
his
his-
He wants you
wanted
to lead.
more.
yeah.
And he wanted more, right? So
Yeah.
his part gets louder, then it goes against everything else,
Yeah.
and just disrupts the flow.
That's cool.
Yeah. And then, so then, like, it was literally one of the things when this music got to a certain point, this god, Iluvatar, was just like, all right, here's the world. And then it became. So that was where, like, that religious kind of, in my mind, that theme came from. He said on the first day,
So is that all explained in the Silmarillion?
yeah.
Okay.
The Silmarillion is mostly about the first age. There's other books, and so the first age is the world is created. The Ainur are sent to. I'm sorry. There's the Ainur, the angelic beings, and then they have like these tiers of them. The next is the Valar, which and when Melkor came to Earth from wherever you want to call it,
Yeah.
the heavens,
The proverbial heavens.
then became a Valar and became Morgoth,
And then that's
an actual, like, tangible being.
and he was
before they
also
were
like
just-
the first big bad, I guess.
He was the first big bad.
Okay.
And so in the beginning there was, so the elves were the first beings in the world that the god made. Men came much later, and the whole thing with Morgoth was, again, he wanted more. The story goes that in the beginning there were the two trees on the world, and they were the only sources of light. The sun and the moon didn't exist. And
And
so
one was
this-
like lightness and one was darkness, or the sun and
Yeah.
the moon, I guess, almost in a way.
well, there was then the sun and the moon, but there was these two trees, and they were the things that the elves cherished the most. And the Silmarils, which is from the Silmarillion, they were 3 gems that were created from that light.
Okay.
And then Morgoth, again, wanting more, stole those and went off on his own and created. So he even like the orcs are corrupted elves.
Right. Right.
But again, everything is like
A corruption motif.
Yeah, like we talk, like the Balrogs were pretty much an angelic being themselves, corrupted by Morgoth to be
These big monsters.
big bads in his army.
They were cool though.
Yeah. So
So that's the first age. So do they defeat that dude?
there's a ton of different. So there's a elf, like one of the main first elves is Feanor, and he made it. Him and his, I forget how many, he had like 7 sons or something like that, and they made it their mission to get the Silmarils back at all costs. But that led to other.
What exactly are the Silmarils?
The gems?
They're
gems.
literal gems created from the light of
The trees.
the trees.
Okay.
So you know of one they reference one, Erendil, that little light that Frodo was given from Galadriel. That
Oh yeah.
So that one was, I forget how it was, but was tossed or something like into space, and that's the star. That's when like Galadriel, our most cherished star, is that. That's the last remnant that you can see. The other one was lost to the ocean, and the other one was lost to the earth.
Okay. So did they beat that dude?
They eventually do. And again, it's like I haven't read too far
Because all that
into
shit is kind of like talked about like almost like a history thing. It's not like a narrative.
Long history.
Yeah.
There's where I have it because I had to make.
Because I'm just trying to establish the backstory
so before the first age, there's the music of the Ainur, then they had the awakening of the elves, and then they call it the sundering of the elves, where the elves are created by Iluvatar. Some go to that Valinor, that the Undying Lands, and then the others go to Middle Earth.
Is it like a Mormon thing where they have to go to Middle Earth for a certain amount of time?
And then go back.
They have to do it for so long. There's a certain date. That date keeps extending.
Is this still? And this is still the first age.
So that's done before, and then within the first age is basically what it really comes down to is in my mind, the elves battling against Morgoth and trying to regain the things that he took from them. And there's various wars, and a lot of those wars are actually started like elves between elves with Feanor trying to get
elf on elf crime.
Elf on elf
dude.
crime.
Hate to hear it.
Clapping cheeks.
The second, let's see here. The second age is kind of as the elves are developing, and then men come in the second age.
So how do they? Are they like evolve? Or
They're
just
not
created?
evolved. They're just as another thing
species.
They were say, here, I want these guys now.
Okay.
So and it's kind of like that transition of more these ethereal things coming into more modern times per se, and it's eventually men taking over, and the loss of the
one for the guys.
Yeah, one for the guys.
Let's make some noise for man.
And then coming into the
And then there was parallel parking, and then they created women. I think is how it goes.
But yeah, as you know, men cannot kill the Nazgul, but she was no man.
Oh, I remember that kind of being. It's funny you say that. I mean, we're jumping ahead a little bit.
Yeah.
I remember that kind of being like one of the first, like before there was like woke.
Yeah,
like that people were saying. It was like before people, if it came out today, people would call it that.
Yeah.
But there was no that then.
But I think
so people
he was
were
just
saying like it was like this
gotcha.
like feminist
Or like,
literature of like I'm no man. But I always thought it was like a nice little,
it's one of those.
I always thought it was a good loophole.
Magic has always been like that. It's always like finding the loophole and shit to break it. It's always been like that.
yeah.
So I have some notes for Nick, and that's kind of leads into that. So
I don't want to break down Fellowship yet.
And again, I'm not super into the every single thing of the. I kind of know how it.
Yeah,
like,
but I kind of like just like I guess get me to the Hobbit.
So eventually, and I can't remember that. So eventually they do, so that again in that tier they have the Ainur. Those are the angelic beings, and then like the next level down is the Valar, and that's like would be the more power. That's Morgoth, who was Melkor,
right?
And then you have the Maiar, and in that level that's where Sauron is. That's where the wizards are. And so Sauron was a follower of Morgoth, and when Morgoth was defeated, Sauron eventually maneuvered his way to take over, and then he wanted to be the one to take over everything. So he, as you'll see, like they delve into that in the Rings of Power movie.
Yeah, I haven't
Or
watched.
not movie,
I watched the
show.
first season. I haven't watched the second season.
Which parts of it definitely, as far as I know, stray far, because I know you. I think you called me when one of these when it came out. You're like, who was the being that fell from the sky? And I was like, I was way off because that deviated far from. So that's like not when.
Who did it end up being?
It was Gandalf.
Okay, that's what
it wound up being Gandalf. But they just kind of took, their own liberties as how it went. But
wait, that was Gandalf?
That fell from the sky, who was the guy, the nameless guy in the robe, and didn't know who he was. But that's, as far as I know, that's not quite how he came to be, at least in the normal story. But yeah, Sauron was just another person who wanted the power, and used his power as a Mire he was a deceiver. So that's why when he was presented himself to man or elves, he tried to teach. He deceived them and trying to teach. I'm giving you all these skills and things, like Celebrimbor was the main elf that helped him actually create the rings.
Okay.
Right. So, and Celebrimbor was the grandson of Fëanor, who created the Silmarils.
Okay. All right. So that makes sense to me. This is like a lineage of people.
Yeah,
that
it's
make
like a
these
lineage.
special
So
tools.
Celebrimbor was the guy who had the skills to help Sauron out create these rings, and he was telling him this was going to help the elves persist longer, because the elves were always going to kind of, they were immortal, but they always kind of, they fade. And that's them going off into that undying land, Valinor. They still exist, but they exist more of like in an ethereal way.
Right.
So Celebrimbor was trying to extend the life of the elves in Middle Earth, and Sauron, in his disguise, was like, hey, I can help you with this, and showed him all these supposedly wonderful things, but wound up making the rings. There was 3 for the elves, 9 for the realm of men, which turned into the Nazgul because it corrupted them, and then for the dwarves, which was, I want to say 5 or 7. It's 7, I believe.
Okay.
I'll
believe you.
Yeah, they're
I can't. I'm blanking on the number. It's one of those.
Need a few more.
But you should get them more.
But through the process of making them, obviously he made his in secret to be able to control, and that was his play to be able to take over everything. Because it was the main races were the elves, the men, and the dwarves. And that was his goal, to give these to the leaders of them, and then he'll be able to control everybody.
So who is the elves, the men, and the dwarves in modern culture?
So he, I think man is just modern man.
Yeah.
Tolkien, it seemed like he created, or even if you add in like the hobbits, just to add that in, was the more simple folk in the country that just liked, the simple things, sitting in their little hobbit hole, drinking their,
combing their foot hair,
smoking their pipe weed.
Ain't no hobbit house.
Yeah, they ain't no hobbit house. Dwarves just, I feel like the dwarves kind of embody they're just more of a
I feel
like
they're
greed.
Really?
Greed. It's like more of that greed, because that was the thing with them.
As like the working class, like
kind of the working class, but also like I think it was more so like the greediness of material things, because that's what they wanted. That was that whole thing.
Shout out to the working class,
right?
I'm like material things too.
That's that monster.
Yeah, so that monster did exist, but it's kind of.
But it's them that kept digging.
They kept digging,
allowed it to be released,
and their greed that wanted more and more and more allowed this evil to be released. So,
And then the elves, they're like the yuppies.
They're all
It's like, I guess they're like the elite of some, like in some ways, right? Like,
They're Wall Street.
you know, like in a way, right? Like,
Or maybe
they're
they're
not
more
greedy,
like the
though.
liberal.
yeah, but they're not that either. It's like
They
a,
just exist. They were actually just existed in like a
it's
better
like a
society.
purified version of the elite in some way. Like,
What they were, I think they were actually elite and stuff, trying to be elite, or giving themselves the title of being elite. They were actually just immortal and better than everyone else.
because like their spot, like even like they're like if you go to like where the dwarves live at, you're like, dude, get me a window, you know. But if you go to like where the elves live at, it's like this is a spot. Like
Yeah, but
this
it
is
is-
the whole vibe with the waterfall and the
Yeah.
like roll something.
They just,
But
like
it is
art
weird
and stuff.
though that they talk about mortality as being a gift. It allows you to move on and not just persist forever. Mm-hmm. It's almost like that's what Tolkien wrote it as, is like mortality is the gift of man.
Well, yeah, I mean that we've talked about that a lot before, right? Like Dracula, that's the curse of it. Is just
Right. Yeah. Just
But yeah.
eternal life doesn't mean a whole lot when you're by yourself.
Or it doesn't mean a lot because there's no reason to do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I feel like even more specific, it's always the loneliness of Dracula that, like, you know, he's always like in.
Well, yeah, for specifically Dracula.
Yeah.
But just immortality in general.
Right.
Like, yeah, like you could do everything once, and then what do you do with the next infinity? You're like, oh, I've already done that shit. Like,
I mean, in 40K, they get real hedonistic and they birth another god because they were so fucking bad. They just like start torturing things
Yeah, 'cause they're like,
to feel something.
we haven't done any of that yet.
Exactly. So
and then what do you do when
that's
you're
what
done with
happens
that?
after like
You know,
2,000 years.
And with facial recognition now, like how many lives could you lead at a certain point? Right? I mean, like, no,
They
we
got
you.
surgeries for that.
Oh, okay.
At a
But they're more
bigger nose,
Yeah.
smaller nose, depending on.
prosthesis.
So then, all right. So we still got to get to the Hobbit
Okay.
because the Hobbit's the first story, right? Like,
Of what everybody. Yeah.
like
well, that's
the first narrative,
Yeah.
like novel.
well, he wrote that after the fact of Lord of the Rings.
Did he really?
It's like a kid's book.
Yeah.
I always thought they wrote the kids' book first, and it didn't work.
It's a after the fact prequel.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. He wrote the Lord of the Rings first. I mean, he
No
created this world and
shit.
wrote the Lord of the Rings.
Why
and
did he
wanted-
write the fucking Hobbit then? Like as a kid's book?
I think it might have more come from like a publishing perspective. Like they wanted more of a specific background because
They have Gollum, dude.
'cause
Like,
at
we
the
gotta
beginning-
figure out where he came from.
Yeah. So it was literally
And
like, I mean,
Bilbo.
the book starts and it's like,
No, I understand why to write it from a narrative perspective.
Yeah.
I don't understand changing the direction to a children's.
To get kids into to get people into it.
Yeah, I just think that like
Understand
makes sense
because
to
a lot
me.
of this shit is so heavy and dense. Like even
Right.
adults don't want to read it.
But I
Like,
always place it with like I compare it with that the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe dude because they were tight, and he had I think some commercial success with the children's books, and I'm sure that had an impact. These two dudes are both writing. They're vastly different, but they're fantasy. And I wonder how much of an influence that was of like, well, I can compete in that space too.
and I think, I mean, I don't know him or the history. It just makes sense to have all right, I've written all this shit. I need an entry point for people.
When was that?
Like a jump off
episode,
point.
like Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah.
which was also a prequel.
That's what I'm saying.
but I think to get you where you're saying from,
Let me see when was the Hobbit written? I just got to put dates on this.
yeah.
So the Hobbit was written by J.R.R. Tolkien primarily during the early 1930s, with the initial manuscript completed around Christmas of 1932. It was published in 37. So when was Lord of the Rings written? Lord of the Rings between 37 and 49.
So it was after?
Yeah, so
Okay.
so that's
I always
so
thought
let me
he
tell you
did
what I think
for some
happened.
reason.
I think that they were tight. They both made children's fantasy books, and Homeboy shit popped off, and Tolkien shit didn't. And he was like, "Fuck this! I'm gonna take a different route," and then made this like elevated
Maybe
version
I
of
think
it.
that backwards. I always thought for some reason.
That's what I think happened there.
Yeah, so it says he wrote The Hobbit came in 36. Some publisher got a hold of it and they published it. And it attracted many adult readers as well as children. And then that's when he started writing Lord of the Rings, and it was originally published 54, 55.
Okay, maybe I did get that wrong.
I'm gonna put in when was the Lion the
Witch in the Wardrobe?
So that was later. That was 1950. So that doesn't add up with mine either.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I know that those two competed like as friends, and I think that like I remember hearing somewhere that like I think that Tolkien's faith changed over time, whereas the other dudes like was more held fast. And there was a bit of a theological debate between the two fairly often also in terms of like religious themes and so forth. A mutual respect, but
yeah. But I think just to get you to like the start of The Hobbit, which they show the, you know,
I don't know who that was, but
they show the battle of when Isildur cut the hand off of Sauron in that battle. And that was really just so Sauron had created the rings, he gave them out to the elves, the men, and the dwarves. It was starting to turn towards his favor, and in that one last ditch effort, the elves and men came together to fight him, and eventually Isildur was able to cut the hand of Sauron and remove the ring, and Sauron didn't really fully go away, just like diminished into a different form, which they portrayed as that eye,
right.
And
that eye,
and as this thing, like the ring, because he can't be it as long as the ring persisted, he persisted, and it was always tied to greed and you know, that wanting
the same sort of
kind of
dwarfism.
Dwarfism. But like they said, it was always going to the ring was always going to find its way back to him somehow, or here come the hobbits, these little guys with their hairy feet, and they were able to resist it because they wanted simpler things, and that's kind of his thing. So you had the battle. The ring is removed from Sauron. It gets hidden eventually, because Isildur held on to it, but eventually he lost it, and then it's found by Smeagol, who turns into Gollum.
Right. What did you think of the? Now let's talk about some movies. What did we think of the Hobbit movies?
When I
The
first
Hobbit
heard it was a
versus Lord.
trilogy, I'm like, what the fuck is a children's book? Because like I said, I listened to the audio books, like including The Hobbit.
Right.
And I'm like, what the fuck? Why?
I think there's an element of that, man.
And it was a lot of stuff that's like taken out because of goofiness, because it is a kid's book. I don't know.
I think that like Peter Jackson, and I respect the fuck out of him. Like, I'm not trying to shit on him, but I think there was something about making that. So he did all that like B movie type horror shit that never really landed. You know, that like found niche audiences and blah blah blah. And then he gets a hold of Lord of the Rings and makes this like epic thing that everybody kind of praises. Ends up winning fucking Oscars and all this other shit.
Like a record amount.
The fucking Return of the King fucking swept.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and like I think that when he got that, he had this idea. I'm speculating. It's all bullshit. Somebody will let me know how full of shit I am. But I can see a human being taking this thing, making it grandiose, getting all these awards, getting all these accolades, getting all these, like, you know what I mean, praise and everything else, and then trying to do it all the time. So like I remember when he did King Kong, he tried to make King Kong like this like sweeping epic, and I liked the King Kong movie, but that King Kong movie, you could probably shave an hour off of that bitch and still have a really solid King Kong movie.
Right.
You know, and then I think that only gets worse in terms of The Hobbit. And I don't hate the Hobbit movies.
I mean, he could have made it one epic movie.
Or at minimum two.
It didn't need.
It didn't need three.
There was so much bullshit added in.
Yeah, there was more added in on Hobbit than there was almost taken out of Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, I mean, I'm sure the expectation was there from a
Only
financial standpoint.
Yeah, I wonder how. I wonder the studio
I look
involvement.
at it like, yeah, he did some small projects before, but the budget on those movies was so fucking huge that
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the start of like the huge, like, remember those ridiculous numbers? I mean, now they're dwarfed.
Oh, I
Nobody-
see what you did.
well, you know, and like, what a workshop kind of came up because of
100%.
and
100%.
done incredible work since.
Yeah, but like I think that like the Hobbit, like I don't know, it was something. So if you think about like Lord of the Rings came out during the same time as like the prequels of Star Wars, and Lord of the Rings killed Star Wars. You know, not the franchise, but just like the movies were well received and the prequels were not.
Yeah.
Right. And then it's funny because it kind of had this like karma attached to it, where then they put out their prequels, you know, and didn't land. But I like them. I like all three of those movies. I don't
mind that it was.
I think
It was
they're
a bit
different.
different tone.
Yeah.
So the Hobbit series grossed over 2.9 billion,
That's why there were 3 movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it almost did a bill a piece.
and each one was shot for about 150 to 200 million.
Yeah. I mean
Bargain.
that's fucking Wakanda.
10x.
Like Black
Even
Panther.
after marketing and stuff, they still probably
So
cleared
that's
half a million.
exactly why
Half
it
a
was
billion.
3 movies.
Yeah.
because they knew that it was just going to be
Printing money.
Yeah,
Yeah. And I think they get a bit of a bad rep. Like, and I wonder in a vacuum, right? If let's say they weren't The Hobbit, they weren't the prequel to Lord of the Rings, they were just 3 movies about these dwarves on this adventure that came out separate. Like, I wonder if they would be received differently if they were disconnected from the literature and everything. Like,
I mean, that's hard to say because it's hard to say for me because you can't unsee something.
Right.
But like just watching it, even to me objectively, it was just so bloated with so much bullshit. Because I watch I used to watch
Japan.
all 6 movies
to Japan.
and back, and like in the last 2 years, I've cut down to just the Lord of the Rings series because like it was not even good to sleep to anymore.
But like, I like the whole like Smaug.
Yeah.
You know, like I enjoy.
And then immediately dies in the beginning of the second movie, which was a complete
Yeah, so
climatic
spoiler.
letdown.
Yeah, yeah. So
He
that
hasn't got there yet.
because I'm still stuck on episode 13 of Clone Wars.
13 out of 389.
so that does kind of suck. Like the handling. So I think
That's poor pacing.
It's poor pacing because that second movie. It is the second movie or the first movie where Smaug is introduced.
The introduce was the end of the first one.
Into the first one.
Yeah, end of the yeah.
So I think that first one would have been better had they killed Smaug. I don't know why I found
sounds like Smaug.
At the end of it.
No.
You know,
I mean, it leaves you wanting
if
number
Smaug was
2 more.
if Smaug was the Death Star.
Yeah.
You know, and
almost
they
a
blew,
Baltimore
and
accent
they
on that.
and they get to. It is his name
Smaug.
because it's not Smaug,
Smaug.
right?
I know.
Smaug.
It's
That's definitely Smaug.
Han.
Yeah.
It's not Smaug.
It's definitely Smaug.
It's Smaug.
Smaug,
Yeah,
yeah.
Smaug.
You know, so like, if they blew up the Death Star
Yeah.
at the end of episode 1,
Yeah.
you know, and then they could move forward just right into that orc shit. You know, I think you could have done that movie, that series in 2 movies.
I think I know where Bob was going with this. In the third one, somehow he returned.
Somehow Smaug returned.
Somehow Smaug returned.
Well, so you're just breaking it down. So say each one of those Hobbit movies did $1 billion. It's tickets were like about $10 a piece. That means 100 million people saw that. How many of those people do you think read the books?
I mean, a lot of people saw it 10 times.
I would say not as many. But again, it's all coming like off the success of the Lord of the Rings movie.
Sure,
Right,
absolutely.
100%.
Yeah.
And the fact that Peter Jackson returned to it, because there was a bunch of drama around that too. Originally, he wasn't supposed to do it.
So the bigger question to me is, if The Hobbit was written first and is first in the story, why did they not think that it was worth putting?
Because it's not as
that
good.
out
Because it's
first?
not.
It's not
as good.
Yeah.
It's definitely not
So
as
that's
good.
that's
That's
the thing.
that's the
answer
problem
right there.
Yeah, right. You're right.
It's the reason why we started.
You're already making something that everyone knows is not as good.
Yeah,
I mean, you can say
just
the
a
same
money
about Star
grab.
Wars. We started
Yeah.
episode 4 for a reason.
Yeah, but at least with episode 4, you're like, who knows what episode 1, 2, and 3? You know what I mean? And this one, you're like, oh, I know
Clone
exactly what this
Wars.
shit is, and it's fine, but it's not as good.
Yeah.
The Clone
You know?
Wars? You mean they're going to make 28 seasons of cartoons things to watch.
Oh my god!
To explain it.
I'm
Just
getting
wrap it up.
anxiety
Wrap it up.
28 seasons.
Yeah,
I already told you where I'm going to watch it.
yeah. You shouldn't.
On your way to Thailand and
Yeah,
back.
because I got 24 fucking hours in a plane.
Yeah.
There you go. That'll get your mind right. You'd be looking for some blue girls with tentacles on their head.
He lands.
Probably find them.
He lands in Thailand, but he's so wrapped up in the Jedi philosophy, he's like virtuous, and now he doesn't want to like soil himself. So do you know? And this goes to the table because I don't. This might surprise most of you, but I'm not much of a reader. Like the movies versus the books. How's that received in terms of differences?
I mean,
I don't know the books.
The Hobbit, just specifically the Hobbit.
I mean, the movies are still better than the book.
They added fluff because they were like,
There's so much fluff now.
we need to make a trilogy,
Right.
Like you said,
Yeah.
they were like, for some reason they because they had Lord of the Rings was trilogy, and I guess they just he felt like he needed to make it that. So it was, that the one orc with the claw hand didn't exist.
No,
and
there was no
the
fucking dwarf elf fucking
Yeah.
romance bullshit either.
yeah.
That was dumb as fuck.
yeah, that
I hated that whole that really fucking was off putting.
I want to say, I want to give a hot take. Ready? This is not anti-dwarfism. Okay. I think one of the issues with The Hobbit as a series of films is that the lead cast, there's a lot of dwarfs that you follow. It's like
40 of them.
Yeah, but you follow like 7 or 9.
Yeah, but there's 40.
Okay, but you followed like a core group of 7 to 9. But
we know how Bobby does numbers, right?
Yes. Yeah, a general sense of numbers.
But they're not all easily recognizable and independently like iconic in and of themselves. Like when you get to Lord of the Rings, it's like Gimli, fucking Legolas. Like there's the elf, the dwarf, the human, the fucking hobbits. Like, like there's the tree guy. Like everybody looks different. They got their own vibe. It's just like Han, Luke, Chewie, Leia. You got a girl, you got the cowboy, you got the nerd, and you got fish face, and you got the fucking dog, right? Like they all have these like easily recognizable differentiate. Whereas like the dwarves, when you put them up, like I wonder if I put up.
Just think all dwarfs look alike.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that in these films, if I were to put them all up and be like, man, how many can you name?
7.
Let's see.
There's on one today.
I'll try to see if I can. Philly Killy, Oin Gloin,
All right, not you.
Wallen Ballon.
Dude, that's
You're
not
just
even
making
real ones.
noises.
No, that's not real. That's
He
all
stopped
right.
at 7. This is 7 I was going to name.
There's like Ori, Dory, and Nori, Biffer and Boffer,
Ori,
Bummer.
Dory, Huey, Dewey, and Louie, motherfucker. Like,
It's true. I think he was just fucking making. I mean, he was making shit up. But
No,
he
I think
just,
I got
like-
them all.
Yeah.
yeah, but my point is like if I were to general audiences, if I were to put up the picture of those 9 dwarves and say, can you assign a name to any of them?
But like Gimli and his cousins.
Like that's and that's my point is like all the lead cast of characters are not easily recognizable, and I think when you have a group of heroes like Iron Man, Captain America, etc., like they all look vastly different. You know exactly which one is which from the
Bobby
other.
he's just lobbying for more diversity.
So you didn't like the Singer X-Men
It's not
movies?
woke enough.
It's the difference between the mediums too. It's like
Sleepy Dwarf.
yeah.
Sleepy,
Oh, you didn't name
snoozy,
him.
Doc.
Oh, sorry. But it's also the difference in the medium of when you write a novel and as you tell the story, in the movie, it's just here's this person talking, and you don't get introduced like Keeley says. This.
Right.
In the book, it's like they specifically because like you're having to read and it has to tell you who it is,
And you get to imagine what they look like.
yeah.
Right.
So that's how it keeps it more of a track.
But
in
I guess-
written form rather than
For sure.
with all those kind of characters.
For sure. I guess what I'm saying is like if I were to ask somebody to close their eyes and I'm like, here's one character. He looks like a bat with a bat cape.
Is he
and a
sad?
bat ears, and he's got a bat belt, and he's got a big bat on his chest. Here's another character. He's in red and blue. He's got an S on his chest. Here's another character. She's female. She's in a little skirt and a little, you know what I mean, or et cetera, et cetera. But if I'm like, all right, here's 9 dudes. They're all about 3'4". They all have beards. They all have long hair. They all dress relatively the same. You know what I mean? Like that's what I'm saying is that they're not easily recognizable and iconic independently of each other.
So when you were describing the Batman, I was seeing George Clooney. And when you were describing the 3'4" ones, I just saw Danny DeVito.
Okay.
I mean,
You know what I mean?
It's troop building. Like you got Rex, you got Cody, you got the fucking Fives, you got
and look what they do to them. Look what they do to them. They try to give each one a specific thing, right? Like they'll put like a fucking scar on one and a handprint on, so that you can so that you can recognize that one is completely different and independent. And I'm not saying
and
do
they all
as-
literally look the same.
correct, but they don't do as great of a job as say Luke, Leia, Han, Chewie, or Obi-Wan, Padme, Anakin, and Jar Jar. You know, they don't do as good of a job as that, but it's still an attempt at it. And I think that's one of the shortcomings of those Hobbit films.
I mean, yeah, I could name you those clones. I couldn't name you the fucking dwarf.
Exactly, and that's my point. Is like the lead characters are so similar that it's hard to have a favorite. Almost, it's hard to almost latch
Well, most
on.
of them
to
don't matter, though, right? To the greater scheme of the story, you need Bilbo and you need the main dwarf, and that's really it.
Right. So like
Everyone else is a tag along.
So like if they're gonna add a orc with a little claw hand, I say just cut one dwarf, one human. Let's rock and roll.
It's the same thing as what's that movie that we just watched with the actor playing this
I shouldn't have said human. One dwarf, one hobbit. Let's rock and roll.
the same actor playing 2 different characters, the mob movie.
Is that the De Niro?
De Niro, the knights.
Yeah, so like they're not different enough.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
And it's hard-
Exactly. And now there's 9 of them.
Right.
You know?
Or 14.
Now it would have been cool if Danny DeVito was playing all 9.
Hey, wait, hey.
Show her my French flipper. Why did he do that?
Perfect. It's fucking perfect.
It works.
That's why Danny DeVito is the fucking legend.
But yeah, I think that's a shortcoming of those movies. Like it even like, you know, it's funny because like, you know, like who's the villain too, right? Like who's the iconic villain in The Hobbit?
It's the Dwarf King. He's a fucking villain. That's the problem.
It winds up being kind of, yeah.
Like I don't even remember him.
He was okay. It's hard to say that.
I haven't seen it in some
Yeah,
time,
yeah.
but like I remember the orc, and I remember Smaug,
Smaug.
but I don't remember.
Remember the guy with the
He had
shoots down
Thorin
smoke?
Oakenshield.
That's the main guy. But like, yeah, you got the guy.
I'm gonna look him up.
The hobo looking guy who shoots down Smaug
The dwarf king.
Oh yeah, from
from
Dale.
Rivertown or Riverdale.
He's the villain.
So in a sense,
In the story,
again, it goes into like those underlying.
He's
things
like the
of-
main
of
character.
great- yeah.
yes.
Oh, see, I don't remember him being the villain.
His again that greed. He wants to get back because there's that one in the movie. There's that one,
Arkenstone.
the Arkenstone that he's looking for, and that is the symbol of his power or his power over the realm of.
It's like birthright. It's just It's just like a sigil. Like you have this, you are the king of the dwarves.
And that was the theme they had in it, that these dwarves, they would get like this.
There's a joke in there somewhere.
Like gold lust, like this greed, and it would make him go crazy. And that's what happened with his,
I'm familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like I think there's like
Everybody helped him, and he ends up fucking over everybody. That's why he becomes a villain. Everybody, he hit everybody in his group, and Gandalf and Bilbo and everyone on this whole fucking thing is to help him, and at the end he fucks over everybody.
I gotta watch them again.
Yeah, because like the elves are gonna show up, and then they just walk away because they realize that he's.
But that's
He's a piece of shit.
to me that's like the whole idea of like evil is like that it's nothing was created to be evil,
Oh yeah, the elves walk away.
but that's their evil.
Well, they're saying it's like more of a righteous choice.
No, but that's their contribution to evil is that they'll turn their back on everybody else and
Yeah.
just go fuck off by themselves. Right? So the dwarves is
It's not necessarily inherently evil. It's just more of a.
It's against the whole community.
Yeah.
Right.
So for them to just be like, you know what? Yeah, you guys can fuck off over here.
I'm liking these movies more as we're talking about them.
You should watch them again.
Should we watch?
At least that's how I interpreted them. Right, like the dwarves were, the greed and more and more and more. Man was easily distracted, almost
Corrupted.
The
corruptible.
willpower is low.
And then the elves
fair.
were willing to just turn their back on everybody and exist over here.
Yeah, but
and then all together, that's how you breed evil.
Yeah. But like in the story, it's not the rest of the dwarves that were supporting the king did not turn bad. But they like reluctantly had to support him because that's their king. And then it was just him being a shitbag.
Huh. I gotta watch it again.
Everyone got him to be where he wanted to be. He
Yeah.
got the stone. He got the fucking castle. Everyone else now is in trouble, and they were like, "Can we just fucking squat in here for a bit?" And he was like, "No, build that wall."
Wow.
Yeah.
I gotta watch these again. I'm liking them more as we're talking.
Yeah, I
about
mean,
them.
there's that.
I think
There's
they're
that
being slept
surface
on.
level in The Hobbit that is almost campy, but again, it's a different tone.
Yes.
Than the first one in the first series, The Lord of the Rings. But in that, Peter Jackson tried to I feel like I remember hearing him say something about like the tone is different because in The Lord of the Rings, evil, like the final evil, is present, and if they don't complete this task to destroy the ring, it's the end of the world. Whereas in The Hobbit, that he's there, but he's not really there, and the story on that is really just these dwarves want to get their gold back. So there's not as much impending evil. There's the orcs.
Smaug.
There's Smaug.
Smaug is pretty bad.
Yeah.
I mean, he's powerful.
Yeah.
Somehow Smaug returned.
Somehow.
But I mean, that was the whole thing, is to facilitate Bilbo getting the ring. At the end of the day.
And that part was cool.
But again, the fracturing of all the people is what allows.
Yeah. I'm gonna watch it again. I think you guys are sleeping on it.
What do you mean? I was the one who's watching 9 times.
No, and not you guys. The general audiences in terms of how it's being perceived, because I'm liking it the more I hear about it. I don't know if I've ever thought about it in that context. To be honest with you, like
I could pick up the religious tones from it, and it just seems like the virtues of Catholicism and everything like that. And people represent different things, and
I also see like the because we always say family and brotherhood and all this stuff is good, but like but you can see, just like in real life, it's not all good. Like it brings about a lot of shitty things because, all right, I know my boy is fucking up, but that's my boy, so I'm gonna back him. Like, and that fucking leads to really bad things.
that's the last.
Or that's my family. So
that's
like,
how you roll, though. I'll correct you in private.
but you don't.
I support you in public. I'll correct you in private.
But when you support them, regardless, because it's whatever your relationship, then it's bad for everybody.
Not for us.
It ends up being because they fuck you over.
Yeah, unless they fuck you over.
I mean, that's wrong with like addicts, right? Like they fuck their friends and family over, and they try to help, and they keep fucking them over, and they keep helping anyway, and it's just fucking bad for everybody at the end. Most of the time.
Yeah, but there's no. I mean, yeah, I hear you, but that's like there's this morning. I could tell you, I saw some addicts this morning, as fate would have it, and not the loyalty wasn't left and right there, and that vibe.
Yeah, because the dwarf's cousin came to help at the end with the 5 armies. He's one of the 5 armies, and they were helping, but they shouldn't have been because they were kind of helping the bad guys at the time.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know if I've ever thought about it in a.
Were they riding pugs? I don't remember now.
no, it's been a while.
In a grander.
Weren't they riding
dogs? It was dogs.
It was like right?
Or was it like warthog? Like bull?
Something
Oh,
like
it's
that.
warthogs.
I don't know why in my head I'm thinking giant plugs. Dog paw.
That'd have been funnier.
All right. So then, what's the time period? What's the time between The Hobbit and Fellowship?
I don't know, 80 years, something like that.
I want to say, so there is a specific age that Bilbo is supposed to be. I think he was in his like 40s or 50s when The Hobbit happened, and then
he was his birthday party.
Yeah, and then he was
that's
11,
right.
He was
That's
11D1.
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 Yeah. So it's about 80.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
60
yeah,
years,
and he had just been holding on to it, and
Well,
it was the
using
things
it.
like Gandalf kind of knew, but then didn't know, and there's that whole thing where
Why do you think Bilbo was able to hold on to that ring and
He
not-
didn't use it.
Yeah, but why?
He didn't.
So why
Like
he had it, or why-
what heroin addict has the dope in their pocket and is able to not use it?
I mean,
But so it's not necessarily that it was using it the whole time. That just having it,
that's why he lived
is
so
it.
long.
it doesn't matter. It's not putting the
Putting
ring
it
on and
on,
being able to
it's just being
disappear.
in possession.
It's he has it. It's his. It's now like attached to him, and that he's getting a constant drip.
I mean, that's why as soon as he lost the ring, he started aging real fucking
Yeah.
fast.
Right.
But also, like, if you put a ring on, then they can see where you are, the rays and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think he had a reason. He was just living in the
at
fucking
that
Hobbiton.
point, then it's that,
Well, if you
and
like
then
it,
at that
you
point,
better
it's
put a ring
that
on.
temptation. It's that is now it's a beacon. Somebody has allowed their temptation to
Yeah.
overcome them, and like, hey, here it is, and that's kind of why the wraiths can see him.
So here's the other thing I have a question about the ring.
And Tom Bombadil, who was cut out of everything.
What was his deal? Wait, let me ask this first, because it's always like this ring of power, right? Everybody's talking about the ring of power, but when I watch the movies, and I'm an idiot, that's fair. I never read a book, and I'm just watching it as like a regular person. I'm looking at it, and I'm like, unlimited power, or you just turn invisible?
I mean, it is
Because
the
he was
ring
incapable
of, power,
of using the power.
He's
Incapable.
It's
of using it.
it's a ring of power for
Yeah,
Sauron.
even
Oh, so it's not a shoe
even,
matches
even
every foot.
if you watch that,
That was the lie. Was that it was a
yeah,
power?
that was the lie. Is that
they
it was
put
it
it
was a
on-
fake power. Even the ones for the elves, the men, the dwarves, it's a fake power. They all answer to the one, and the only one who can use it is Sauron.
Yeah,
Oh,
he uses the control.
Shit. Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I never put that together.
Because even
Yeah, I'm sorry,
even if you
because
take the
because it
line-
has an effect,
Yeah,
right? It's
yeah,
not like
yeah,
it's
okay.
not like it's effect.
There is some
I'm like-
effects, but it's
so,
not.
So when he puts on the ring and he turns invisible, I'm like,
And he
I'm
does-
like, well, I mean, dude, like,
He's not actually invisible either.
just hide somewhere.
he doesn't turn invisible. They go to like a different realm.
Yeah.
Right, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, but
yeah.
It's like the
But
upside
even
down.
you even
Yeah.
hear like and you see it in the movies when they're in Ithilien with Galadriel, and you know where she goes white and goes kind of crazy.
yeah.
Like, through me, it would do terrible things, but she wouldn't really be able to control it. It would take over her. She would be able to do things, but it was just corrupting her, and it would just create. It would just really just make her a servant of Sauron.
I mean, she was strong enough to resist it, and she was happy she was able
Did
to
Kanye
resist
get the ring? Is that? Because it sounds like it just brings mental illness.
It does.
Bom, bom.
All right. Is it mercury? Is that what it is? It's actually mercury in it.
Lead.
Yeah.
The Mad
Yeah,
Hatters.
Lead
It's
and
an
mercury.
alloy of lead and mercury together.
But that is crazy. Oh, so like I never was able to like. I think had I like because everybody seemed to want it, but I never
part of the effect.
understood the deception.
Oh no, it's part of the effect of the ring is to make people want it.
But also the lie that you can be powerful.
yes,
You know, and that part I never understood.
It's just like celebrity.
Huh? That's
They don't have any
interesting.
power.
And there's a lot of those instances where multiple characters throughout Lord of the Rings see the temptation and then their own personal struggle inside to overcome that. You see it with Galadriel. You see it with Aragorn. You see it with at the end of the first movie, Boromir when he gets shot. He wants to take it, but then he decides,
Yeah.
no, I'm gonna be the man that I should be and save the doors. And even
And he had
Samwise
and he had
in the end, you know,
if
he-
Boromir
More like
decided
chlorophyll.
decided to continue to live, he'd had to go home and listen to his father eat.
Yeah.
It was a whole fucking disaster of a situation.
to the end of time.
Dude, that shit is a bop. Okay. All right. So I get it a lot more. So then what? Now I'm trying to remember. So what triggers them? 60 years have passed. The ring is missing. But is this somehow Sauron's returns? Somehow
Sauron has been returning.
He's growing in power as the ring is moving around. So now that there was that long, battle, Isildur gets the ring.
Yep.
Isildur holds on to it. Isildur is Aragorn is the descendant of Isildur.
Yes.
And so the ring was lost for thousands of years.
Yes.
Found by Smeagol.
Yes.
And now at that point, that's when
It awakens.
and more
okay.
evil, like Sauron kind of is like, ooh, it's over there.
Yeah,
Or it's
yeah.
somewhere. And so like the evil starts to build again. And the ring is always trying to work its way back to Sauron. So that's why it tries to corrupt those, because if they fully fall into that corruption, it will eventually get back to Sauron.
So if the ring is trying to corrupt you, and it will if you continue to fuck with it, then why are the Nazguls trying to fucking get in the way of it? Just let nature take its course.
By the way,
Faster.
Nazgul.
Yeah, it's
faster
just
speed.
it's
And it's their
because
job. That's like the
that
only
is
job.
part of it, because again, if it corrupts you, you put the ring, you want to use this ring, it's now a beacon for the Nazgul
To come get it.
you and give it back.
Nazgul vibes is definitely the
Nazgul vibes.
title of this episode.
I don't know. Somehow Smaug returns.
People were like,
That works.
when did you return? I don't remember that.
Okay, so because it's now moving around, Smeagol's got it. Well, Bilbo gets it,
Holds on to it.
holds on to it.
Yeah.
but it's still lying kind of dormant. But I guess
It is, but it's the reason that the reason that Gandalf then says we need to do something is because then Gandalf finally realizes that it is that one ring, because
Yeah, they put it
there
in
are
the-
plenty of
put it in the
magical
fire,
rings in
right?
the world.
Yeah.
'Cause-
Oh,
But
right.
he didn't realize.
Yeah, no.
And then that's the whole thing where people love to say, "Did you know that when he left and comes back, it was 17 years?" It's like
So, did it have anything to do with when Smeagol had it that he was like below ground and he was a lesser?
I mean, you could make whatever.
lesser creature.
I guess you could make an
like-
argument for that, or
I mean, in
or
the
it was just
movie, he
biding-
used
again, they say
it,
it was
but he
biding
didn't
its
put it
time.
on.
No,
bunch.
he never used
He never
it.
really
He
used it.
had it, but like at the birthday party, he used it in that like.
Right, but when Smeagol
No,
had
he's saying
it,
he's saying when Smeagol had. it.
Oh, when Smeagol, yeah.
yeah, like I don't remember him putting it on.
No, he just
So
always
other
just,
than when they show it when he first, killed, there's Smeagol and Deagle. He loves rhyming brothers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But
easy to remember.
yeah. But other than that, I think most try it in that
Yeah,
initial
yeah. But I'm
phase.
saying, but like when he was
He must have had a whiteboard
when he was
the
in the
size
cave.
of the fucking...
yeah.
When he was in that like underground cave, he didn't put it on.
No, he was just
Holding onto it.
Yeah.
Loves that thing. He had it for a long
I got a
time.
I got a Smeagol right there.
Yep.
And he's up there looking,
Yeah, like
creeping.
so that's what's interesting to me about Lord of the Rings is one of the movies that I like quite a bit, but I don't collect it or try, because I think it always goes back to the same shit with me. Like everything that I do is character driven. And I don't really love a lot of the characters in Lord of the Rings, but I love fucking Smeagol. Like I love that like internal conflict duality of Gollum.
I do
and
think
Smeagol.
that is one of the best scenes.
Oh,
like we're saying,
without a
where
doubt.
he's- And they do
In the
a good
second
job of
flipping the camera
Flipping
and
the
shit,
camera.
making it seem like
His
two
face,
people having a
his
fucking
demeanor, yeah.
conversation. Like I remember
have any.
you don't have nobody likes you. Damn, that dude is out for blood. Like that's like
So that whole thing there was, and not to jump back in this bag too much, but that was addiction,
Yeah, there's corruption and addiction. Yeah.
right? Like
100%. And the self-hatred
yeah,
associated, like, yeah, for sure. All right, so in the first movie, I want to talk about like my experience. So I saw that with Adam in a Frederick movie theater when I wasn't living in Frederick at the time.
Before they renovated it. Must
So yeah, it was
Where the
actually
warehouse
it was
is
the
now?
warehouse where the warehouse is now.
It's cool now, but it wasn't that cool before.
Yeah. And I remember walking out of it and like everybody was like high-fiving and hugging each other and all this shit. It was opening night, you know. And I was like, did you guys just watch the same fucking movie I watched?
well, to be fair, you just got it.
Are we talking about the first?
Like you
of
just
the Lord of the Rings?
understood it. Like
Yes.
20 years later, now you understand.
But now you know why they were high fiving.
Yeah, but I was sitting there like I felt like Jay and Silent Bob. like from fucking Clerk. I was like, I just watched these assholes walk across a field for 2.5 hours, and you motherfuckers can't get enough of it.
I was thinking of like the first Clerks. I was like,
no. You know, like where it's like even the fucking trees walking.
37.
You know, I was like, because like if you think about like the climax of that first one, it really is that battle in the woods. And then they kill that one Urukai that seems like a little bit more special than the rest.
See, I don't think that first movie was supposed to have a climax.
Well, then good.
I mean, to me, that
I think it was
I remember
building
just
to
thinking
two.
it just kind of
Right.
ends.
Yeah.
But I feel like
Oh, they're going that way now. Okay.
so.
it was a movie, so it had to have.
Right, so that's my thing, right? It's like I've been molded.
For a cliffhanger.
You know, like I've been molded in a way where it's like, no, like you have to give me this. Like the Death Star has to explode.
Yeah, but I think that like from the people that had read the books and
Right.
and everything like that, like,
They got it.
they didn't need the. They
100%.
just needed to see it
Yeah.
Yeah.
the way that they
and
had
I was like,
envisioned
man, all that to kill a dude. Man, just send all the elves and kill this fucking guy and let's get on with
Do you
it.
see why I wait until the whole fucking thing's out?
Yep.
Yeah, but so I like, you know,
The whole story.
Yeah, the whole story.
but then I remember the second one coming, and the second one I actually slept on. Like I didn't go opening night.
Yeah,
I
because
was-
you didn't like the first one, of course.
Yeah, I was like, I don't give a fuck. You know, and I'm
surprised you watched it
I
even.
finally saw it like a week or two later with my wife in the movie theater, and like I was like, all right, this is better. I was like, this is clearly better. And then fucking that Smeagol Gollum scene hit, and I was like, oh, I'm in now because I'm attached to this dude. You know, like, and that's what I really need. It's the same, so to speak, but it's the same thing. Like, I keep drawing the comparison. I think because we're working in trilogies and sci-fi and fantasy, but like watching Star Wars as a kid, when I see Han Solo in the bar in like 30 minutes, and then I'm attached at the hip. I'm with this dude till the end. Like I'm
Cut
riding
sleeves
with
off
this.
jackets and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah. I'm riding with this dude, you know. And Lord of the Rings didn't give me that until halfway through the second one. But as soon as I got it, I was like, okay, I'm in. And then it just got better and better and better from that point forward. And then I became a fan.
Yeah.
And in a sense of the original telling of that story, Tolkien wrote it as just one long ass novel,
Right.
And the publisher made him split it up into 3.
Yeah, that makes sense. So let me ask a question moving into the second one, a question about Sour Man.
Just like a superhero, but he like eats like a warhead. And
Sour
that's-
Patch Kids.
Yeah,
And that's like
he's just always like
Sour Patch Kids are
he's got a weird look on his face.
it
they're the
just
source of
walks
his
into
power.
Awkward conversations and just
So how
Sours it
so tell me a little bit about him.
Saruman the White.
Yeah, like because I get the impression obviously he was a good guy at some point and he became corrupted somehow. Once
yeah.
again, leading back to that theme.
And
yeah. Well, you answered
so
the
there's
question.
there are
Self-fulfilling
5 wizards,
Yes.
and there's a
Wait a
All of
minute.
them colors.
10 wizard sleeves or 15 wizard sleeves?
just 5.
Oh, okay.
5 wizards. That's 10 wizard sleeves.
Yeah.
Believe.
Yeah.
It may be
Well,
15.
one of them was one arm, so it's 9.
Yeah. but they don't. So there was Saruman,
Alagast.
Radagast,
Radagast.
the Brown,
I was close. Give me something a little bit.
and there's 2 blue ones, and I forget. I don't know the blue ones' names. They don't really show up.
Bluey.
Out of gas.
Bluey and Chewy.
Out of gas. And,
Gas.
out of gas and got some gas.
This is about the mower. The tire blew up. All of a sudden.
That's it. Blew up at the exact moment Hulk Hogan died. Unrelated side note: Vince McMahon had a car wreck almost the exact same time Hulk Hogan died.
It's fucking spooky, man.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Scary hours.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about the corruption of him.
So
How did he get mixed up with the bad lot? Because real quick before we move on, one last thing about the last one. This is a cave troll. I've said this before on here, but I've always had this soft spot in my heart for the cave troll.
Because he's big and dumb.
Easy, because I always
It's like a rancor, man.
yeah, well,
an orangutan.
yeah, kind of. I always got the impression that he just got mixed up with the wrong crowd.
Hey, you, come here. Stomp on these people.
Do you need a
for us.
backstory movie
Yeah,
on the cave troll?
I'm telling you, like I always got like the goblins didn't fucking treat him right. You know, like he had a fucking leash around his fucking neck. That he was there's probably plenty of cave trolls that are probably fine, peaceful little cave trolls. But this fucking one got mixed up with these goddamn goblins. They treated him like an asshole, and now he's fucking pissed.
What music was he listening to?
Radiohead. Turkish drill.
100% body box.
It was body box.
And you know, and now he's like this force of evil, but I don't think that the cave troll was inherently evil. I always felt a little bit of like empathy when they kill him. I'm like, man, like that dude deserved better, man. Like,
Just let him get out in the sun once.
yeah, let that dude touch grass, you know. Anyway,
Go for a walk.
So
speaking of falling with the wrong crowd,
think-
Sour Man.
Sour Man. So again, it is more corruption in a sense of it was like hubris on his part. He was the most powerful of the five.
Was he?
It's how it was written. I don't know. Again, probably just one of those things where it doesn't always need a reason. He just was, which is why, like when you see Gandalf fight the Balrog, he kind of doesn't die, but he elevates to that level, and he even comes back and says he's what Saruman always should have been, which was a more pure person and not corrupted into his own hubris and stuff. So Saruman, knowing that he was the most powerful, the most knowledgeable, wanted more power and wanted to imitate Sauron, and then aligned himself in that.
And almost feels like he deserves it.
Yeah.
Got it. All right. Anybody have any other thoughts on seeing that second movie for the first time? Or
I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't see any of these in the theater.
No shit.
Like it just was not on my radar at all. Like I watched them.
is this
all.
during your wrestling era, like heavy?
What year did it come out?
Like the
102,
late
03.
90s to early 2000s?
I think they were
Yeah.
successive. No, it's 102, 03, and they were
1 year
successive
apart. That was
years.
another thing that they beat Star Wars
and
on.
that was the other. Because they were
Star Wars
filming
was
them
3 years apart. at
They
that
came
point.
out in the summertime, right?
Yes,
It was probably a
believe
yeah,
so.
Yeah, for sure.
Which is like,
I think they were all like June, July-ish or something.
yeah, like so. You
So they're big summer epics, you know.
summer
Yeah,
epics, yeah.
I remember that when they all three had come out. I mean, not a purposeful wait, but I did watch them all. And then, of course, the 17-hour cuts that are out now that improve it.
So I'm going to give a hot take on a 17-hour cut.
Yeah.
I think Fellowship, I just told this to Nick yesterday, but Fellowship, you need the 17-hour cut, the extended cut. Return of the King, you need the extended cut, perhaps more than the others, because it teaches you how Sour Man dies. Two Towers is fine.
Yeah.
On the
Yeah,
on the
that one
theatrical
I would
cut.
say-
That's the
the
one that's
only-
kind of fine. The it does accentuate things, for sure, but you don't lose any story beats in the second one by watching the
Just adds
theatrical
more
cut.
exposition.
I would say
Yeah.
the one thing I do like the add-on in the second one was, in that final battle when the Uruk-hai are
That's a great battle.
when they're fleeing.
I think it's better than the last battle of Return of the
Yes,
King.
for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, when they're fleeing, and then you realize that where there was not a forest, now there's a forest, and then all the trees are just like murking these Uruk-hai, and
Yeah.
yeah,
Fucking
I like
great.
that. I like that part. I like that add-in because that makes sense to
That
what
is
was
cool.
going
That
on
is cool.
in the
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Do you
I agree
even
with you.
need the last battle in the third one?
Well, the last battle was actually when they were at the Black Gate fighting the
Do
final
you need
fight.
that? Did it have to happen?
It was tension.
Oh, because it's really
tension
about
building.
Frodo with the.
And they didn't even realize he was already journeying up the fucking volcano mountain to begin with.
It's a good point.
It wasn't
big-
even
but
a
it was-
distraction.
It was.
But it was that
a good
tension
point.
building, and it was that last effort of
And it's the summer blockbuster.
they didn't again, and well, I think really
You
it
gotta
was
blow
like
this
they
stuff.
didn't know.
You got to up it.
I thought they were. I
They-
thought there was a point to keep Sauron's eye on them so that he's not
Yes.
looking around to Frodo.
Oh, that's
And
true.
it was-
It's a
That was what it-
distraction.
it was like distraction.
It's a
Like, we're gonna
distraction.
go
So-
there,
but
Sauron's
so
gonna
you
be
need
looking
a
at us, right?
distraction.
But
All he had to do was lay down at the top of that one hill, and the eye of Sauron missed him anyway.
Never saw it coming.
There's some,
like when
there's
it's-
some great Family Guy bits with that. that fucking speaking of extended cuts, the mouth of Sauron,
I like that too. That was, I think,
mandatory, dude.
Oh, that dude.
The Marilyn Manson guy.
Yeah. And he just gets his head cut off.
Yeah. Yeah, he's great. So
And that was a cool backstory on that. Like, he looked like that because
the words
It
of
was the
Sauron
words of
were
Sauron,
poisoning his face
Yeah.
and his mouth. Like, and like that shit has levity. That feels Catholic to me. Like that really brings it out of me. But yeah, so the dead army. Give me some story on. Give me some backstory on that.
Oh yeah.
oh, they were tied. They were tied to a
first
Isildur.
Yeah. They didn't.
Yeah,
They
so
backed out.
there was a certain point where
And that's why
Isildur
it
needed
means
them
so much more that his lineage
Yeah.
leads them.
Yeah, with the sword and the whole
Well,
bit.
only his lineage could break the curse.
That's
Yeah.
true. I do remember
Release
that
them
part.
from their
Undeath.
Yeah.
like their
the gift of man.
I can't remember what they said.
Dude.
It's like release us from our
He does have.
Oh
a,
yeah.
yeah.
Basically, it
Which
says,
allows
you
them
do
to
this-
die.
Yeah, you do this for us, and you're free to go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they made a pledge and they hadn't fulfilled it yet,
Yeah.
so they
That's what-
weren't allowed
Yes.
to die.
Yeah.
which is cool.
That was cool.
My complaint with the third one is the one upper. The whole battle is built around one upping. So like
You tell me the main battle, or like
the main
Gondor?
battle at the at the gates.
Oh, at the gates. Okay.
At the gates. So you have that Gondor battle is fucking great.
Yeah.
That shit's fucking great. The dude eating tomatoes is fucking obnoxious. In shadow.
What about the Battle of the Pelennor Fields?
So
Was that was the one before with Faramir?
So that's
Wasn't it?
Faramir. That's Boromir's brother, right? So and that shit's fucked, dude.
Yeah.
Like that's a super tragic fucking story where like
Hey, loyal to family, man. That's what happens. He was
Yeah.
loyal to his father, and this is what got him.
But it's there's another layer. It's not loyalty. It's not loyalty. It's not. It's and to be fair, you may not be able to appreciate this because of your life experience. But it's about knowing that you're not the favored child and trying to be the favored child.
I don't think he was
Bobby's
even
triggered.
no. It wasn't even just he was trying to be favored. He wasn't give a fuck. But he just wants to be looked at as a child. I think the father did not give a fuck about him at all.
only because it's juxtaposed against the one that was chosen.
So it's like middle child syndrome.
with-
It wasn't.
yeah,
it,
with-
not
didn't-
middle, he
Yeah,
was just-
that dynamic with that son and that father doesn't exist without Boromir.
I guess yes.
It doesn't.
It could have been
It doesn't.
anybody
No,
other
Bobby's
than
right.
Boromir. It's just he wasn't
Yeah.
the firstborn because he basically is like go fuck off and die. I don't give a fuck. But that's as much as saying I don't give a fuck about you. Than
It's not even just go off and die. It's go off and try to win for me and die.
Yeah.
knowing you can't. Though.
Knowing you can't.
And he was
that's
just
but that's because to quote Walk Hard.
Walk
the classic,
hard.
the
Wrong
classic,
kid
the
died.
classic film. Wrong kid died. You know, like, and I like that. You know, like, I think that I relate to that in a bit, not because I was not the favored, but because I was not included. Right, like I had siblings that were of a family that I wasn't a part of, and I always felt like the bastard child in a way. And like I know the vibe of saying like, man, I would do anything to try to earn my place at this
Almost
this table.
like Game of Thrones, the bastard.
Instead of saying "fuck y'all," go do my own thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Because approval from a father or a mother or whatever.
But he was never. He knew he was never gonna, because he was about to go die. He was like, "I hope you look at me better as I go off and die." And the dad was like, "That remains to be seen."
Yeah, but
it's like I don't give a fuck.
But that was the only thing he could do.
Exactly.
To try.
It was enough.
But even at that point, his dad was basically saying, "Doesn't matter what you do. I don't give a fuck."
No, it remains to be seen. So like against all
It depends
odds,
on your return.
You know,
or
like,
the circumstance of your return.
that port is only a meter wide. It'd be impossible to make that shot.
Well, I've been shooting swamp rats or whatever.
And sun the shit out of them in front of everybody. Bum bum bum. But I think that like and why that dude is fucking up them cherry tomatoes, and like,
that scene.
and I do enjoy a cherry tomato,
We watched it
but
yesterday.
when he eats them, I never want to have one ever.
Yeah,
again.
it's destructive. It's like you're not eating that; you're just maiming it.
Dude. And that singing, man, I gotta play it. Because like it's so fucking
Pippin singing.
yeah, it's so fucking haunting, man.
is.
Like,
Should we have a warning? What is that term for people who don't like people chewing the misophonia?
I guess I have that.
world ahead. And there are many paths to tread through shadow to the edge of night until the stars are all alight. Mist and shadow.
he's fucking them cherry tomatoes up right now.
Yeah,
And
I
a
was,
chicken.
I was waiting for a beat to drop when I heard them. I thought Bobby had a remix.
Hey, it's 2027 record.
And like the arrows are being drawn back. Like it's so fucking well done.
Great. That's the arrows shooting those guys.
Yeah.
It's so well done, man. But yeah, I love that scene. I love the fight at Gondor. The castle itself is fucking mesmerizing. Like, it's like like when you're a kid, I feel like you hear in America anyway. There's a weird fascination with like British lore in general. Like the same way that
we were British.
correct. The same way
was
that
British.
well. Capital.
I was more British than others.
But like the same way that waspy women will worship the queens and kings of England here, there's like this fascination with English lore, and we think about castles. We build sand castles, we draw castles, we fucking put dragons in them and make our own shit that revolves around like the English tradition of fantasy.
And,
right?
and we put great wolf lodges all over the country. So we have our own castles.
And like I think in our heads,
medieval times.
we always
Medieval times.
we always like imagine castles as being like these grandiose things, and then we see like
dragons.
and then we also
Right,
imagine
exactly,
dragons.
we do.
Bringing it back to Transformers, and that's what I respect about you, Farrell. But then we see castles, and we're like, couple towers, huh? That what you guys got over there? And I think that like there's something about that Gondor shit that represents almost the romanticized version of the
Fantasy.
British castle. In
Yeah,
some
that
ways.
was
like
again, guy goes into his themes.
Yeah.
Everything. Yeah.
yeah, and it's beautiful and sad simultaneously in a way.
I like when the guy was on fire and he jumps up and you can see the little fire goes out because of him falling.
Because of the wind.
Yes.
God, it's like
that one's very noticeable.
So I'm glad you mentioned that, because like what I love about those movies, and I was talking about this earlier with you guys, is the detail. Like I don't know if I've ever seen a movie, and these aren't my favorite movies by far, but I really like them. But I don't know if I've ever seen a set of movies that are so focused on the details.
They had a thing about that, like the battles and all that, like adding in all those people, and it was like it wasn't just they'll do 5 image captures of people and just repeat it thousands of times.
Yeah. And
They almost
copy,
created
paste,
like early
copy paste.
Not I don't want to say AI, but like independent. Like they were able to randomize.
Yeah, it was a whole software
each
build
individual thing. Yeah,
where the armies had their own will.
yeah.
And they controlled the outcome, but the independent soldiers had their own will
It was not
in
just
the
a
battle.
repeating set.
Yeah.
It was randomized individual things.
But I always think about like the Riders of Rohan, and like if you look at if you just pause a sequence with those soldiers, and it like everything matches up, like their straps and everything have like horse shit sculpted into the strap, like the knives, the hilts of them are horse heads. Like it's like
The little nose guard is a horse.
Exactly. It's like these little details to explain the culture of these like people on this place that makes you completely buy into the entire world.
And they're only about 5.5 minutes of screen time.
100%, and it's like and they took those those lengths to the nth degree. Like, and I always think that like that's what it is, right? It's the praying mantis at the end of the cantina bar that makes you believe this shit exists, even though he doesn't say a word and he's just sitting there. It's just like this random ass praying mantis that's having a drink, you know? Like it's the devil's in the details, you know?
It's filling the world out.
Yeah. It'd be challenging.
One action figure at a time.
Yeah. So I want to get to that. So hold fast, but remind me to circle back to that. So then we have like the finale, the whole thing. So how do you feel as the ringworm? How do you feel about the age old discussion of why not just have the fucking Eagles drop the fucking ring off?
The GPS network had been knocked out. They didn't quite know where to go.
Sauron has his eye on the.
Yeah, they had electromagnetic field, and you know, birds are.
I think it's a valid argument that Sauron would, because the eye was sitting up high.
You can see everything coming.
He's going to see the Eagles coming a mile away.
You can. I feel like you can make that argument a lot. Like why? I mean, I know why. Like they say Gandalf couldn't take it because he would have fallen,
being corrupted eventually.
Yeah, he wasn't worthy. Which is another cool thing.
Plot armor, I guess.
Not to cut you off, but like it's another cool thing that like the reason why the Hobbit can do it.
They're the simplest.
And that goes.
They're not. They're not.
Just more pure.
And
that even goes back to why I said what Tolkien felt he was, because he was this. What he liked of that simple English countryside. They don't need much. They just need their serenity. They need the peace.
And round doors.
Potatoes.
It was a hobbit hole. Not a muddy hole, but a sandy, dry hole.
Not a hobbit house, though.
Ain't no hobbit house. Get your ass.
So imagine if an eagle would have gotten the ring.
I don't.
And wore it.
Yeah.
Forever.
Then it would just would have disappeared and been chased by a Nazgul and the little dragon thing.
But now you have to take it right to him.
Yeah, but I also think that like, so you're this eye in the sky, to quote the Alan Parsons Project, and
Bobby.
Sorry. It's a 70s band. They had a song called Eye in the Sky. But like you're this eye in the sky. I feel like you got these hobbits, couple bloody hobbits with a little Smeagol monster like carrying like, and you're distracted by this big battle. That's easy. But I feel like if you're distracted by the big and you got a whole bunch of eagles flying, like what's going on over? You move your eye over to the right. You'll see it right there, plain as day.
Yeah.
So is it possible that
they were cloaked? They were stealth eagles.
They had to wear the ring at that point on their talons.
Maybe they had bird rings, and we haven't gotten to that story yet.
Sauron can only see it when it's handled by somebody that is corrupted.
All right.
The eagles are pure of heart. Is that what you're saying?
No,
I mean, it does say that
that's why
all
he
beings
couldn't see
could potentially be somewhere more resistant to it than others. And the eagles aren't just like the birds flying around.
They're sentient.
They were another.
They're like they're higher beings.
Yeah, and I think they were like. So there's that main. When I talk about there's angelic beings. That the main one of those was Manwë, and like they were.
Manwë or the highway?
Manwë or the highway, yeah.
Out of gas.
But yeah.
Out of gas.
Out of gas.
I guess.
But yeah, I don't know. Like, I think that like the age old question of the Eagles, like it doesn't really make sense because they'd be the most obvious thing for that thing to see.
Fucking Philadelphia.
Yeah, I mean that's part of the argument.
Fucking
they would see it.
Philadelphia,
They have the Nazguls on the
Also, it didn't really concern them that much. They were just doing their own fucking thing. Like,
Yeah.
What do they care? If
yeah, they kind of were always
Yeah.
beings that just kind of held out and didn't really.
I like the eagle and the Muppets.
So I
He
had
was
a,
legit.
I had a question.
Yeah.
So not really a question. There are questions in here, but a statement. But if I was Sam, right?
Okay.
And I
am
just
Sam.
and I just carried Frodo up that fucking mountain volcano.
And then he gets up and
tells you to
runs.
fuck off.
I
And
would
then,
be
and
so
then eventually he gets up and runs.
I'm peeved that Frodo just got up while I'm fighting fucking Smeagol and then ran off. Like, your fucking feet work now. But I
I
carried
did
you
always
up
get.
this
I was
fucking
like,
mountain.
oh, now you can run.
So it gave
So
him
in-
his stamina.
In the past 4
Yeah,
months,
stamina buff.
I have watched a lot of movies with Farrell. And let me tell you something that I've picked out about him.
Uh-oh.
He has an ability to find logic errors in movies that I don't necessarily see. That I do. Like, he's like, well, why wouldn't they just do that? And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, all right, work it out. I'm like, find the excuse. And I'm like, all right, pause it. And then that'll give me a couple seconds. Just go still keep working on my answer. And I'm like, oh, well, because Batman... So Batman's parents were killed, right? And
You've heard of that, right?
So I liken it to and I've never watched wrestling with I guess any of y'all really, but my wife would be like, that doesn't make any sense. It doesn't have to. It doesn't have to. It's just entertaining. But I as I watch The Expanse over and over, I find plot holes that I'm like, wait a minute, what the fuck? Why didn't they go there first? Or that doesn't make any sense. And I'm like, it just stop over and on.
Maybe there was
But
just,
also sometimes real life don't make sense.
No.
maybe
People
he just
make
hit a little.
changes.
It rarely does.
Yeah.
He hit a
Sure.
little bump in the mountain.
What's that smell? Is
Never-
that what The Rock is cooking?
You never caught
It's
you never caught a
methamphetamine.
second
That's what
win.
it is.
You never caught a second win. Like,
was like
one
his-
more
that was
set.
like his
He had to
18th
no.
He was on death's doorstep. Right? Sam was cradling him in his arms.
He was having hallucinations
dry
of the
lips.
strawberries in spring.
Right? I can't even see the food, and I can't even
Yeah.
remember the food. And then,
There's this. Oh, go ahead.
and then he gets, and Smeagol hits him in the fucking head with a rock, and he's like, see ya.
There's one of the most awkward moment to me in the entire 6 movies is when Sam and Frodo are trying to big each other up. They're trying to give each other their flowers, like right before the end of it all. And it's like, and Sam is talking about the legend that Frodo will be told, like of his trials. And then Frodo looks at him, he's like, but what about Sam? Frodo wouldn't have got very far without Sam.
Or what did Sam say? I can't carry the ring, but I can carry you.
And then just disses him.
Bitch ass. Get your bitch ass up there in that ring.
Carry the fuck out of that dude.
So I had one other question for you, Nick.
Does it have to do with the when Frodo wakes up in bed and then they're all jumping on the bed?
I found that off-putting.
And Gandalf's in the back, he's going.
And what's so fucking funny?
And he knows everyone's name except for Legolas.
Yeah, that's foul.
He's
That's
everybody's
foul.
name, and then Legolas is like,
He's like, guy, what up, chief? hey, buddy.
they don't have much
up,
interaction.
pal?
If you watch the movies, they don't have any interaction.
Bucko.
He goes, Gimli, Gandalf. There's my main man.
My man.
How you living, Playboy?
There you are.
Trying to be like you, man.
Look at you.
Trying to be like you.
So
Support hate.
what's better? Elf pussy or dwarf pussy?
Elf.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, man. Probably depends on how deep you are in the bottle.
Yeah, right.
I'm telling you, them dwarf ladies probably do some dirty shit. Yeah, they'll take Amazonia and do a whole nother level.
No.
They'll be drilling.
We're having 2 separate conversations.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about who's willing to do more and get nastier. I'm talking about what pussy feels better.
Yeah.
Ethereal.
What's that orc mouth do?
You want dirty.
Oh, so can I talk about that?
Yeah.
My least favorite scene in all 3 of those movies that irks me every time, meat's back on the menu, boys. Because that implies that the orcs are familiar with restaurants and they're familiar that things go on and off the menu in those restaurants.
thought we
and they're
86'd it.
and they're announcing to their friends that meat has returned to the menu. Drives me nuts.
Push the fish, it's going bad.
Drives me nuts.
You don't know what's going on in
It's
them
like
caves.
nails on a chalkboard for me, that scene. So yeah, I was trying to think if there's anything else about those fucking movies. So then there's the Amazon show.
Yeah.
But we've already kind of talked about the prequel stuff.
It's fine. It does. I think it tells a little bit about the backstory with Sauron and how he deceived them and all that stuff. But again, it adds a lot of other stuff. Like Gandalf pretty sure didn't arrive in a meteor
Right.
falling to the earth and all that stuff. So
I did want to talk about, you had mentioned about the figures and stuff. They don't have the most elite history of collectibles.
Well, so
Lord of the Rings.
For some reason, they
So
don't.
was it who made there was a pretty deep line
Of action figures,
Yeah,
but they
but-
weren't good.
Well, who did that?
Was it McFarlane?
Might have been McFarlane.
It might
I think
have been
was
McFarlane.
And then now I think
it was McFarlane.
I'm pretty sure it was.
I think Diamond or whatever's left of Diamond or however that works now,
Yep.
they're putting out some. And
I
they're
got
not-
whatever the fuck that Smeagol is,
Yeah,
which is great.
Well, I mean, they're not great. I mean,
No. And then there's
okay, Bobby, let's play this game. What company would you like to see do a line of
NECA.
NECA? Really? Okay.
Fans toys.
They'd
gotta throw my hat in the ring.
They'd have to call it Kings of Jewelry or something like that.
My other thing, so Iron Studios is doing 1/10 scale collectibles of them now, which look pretty good.
Oh, the statues.
Yeah.
I mean,
Nice.
Iron Studios is really
Iron Studios is on an
has-
upward swing, man. They're slept
For a while
on.
now.
Yeah.
They've become a big thing.
Games Workshop.
Yeah, they've had the miniatures forever.
And is great.
Then they still have the license. They sell well.
It looks fantastic.
Yeah.
Like that game.
You can create the whole battles and shit. I
Yeah.
mean, you can play the game, but even if you don't, you can recreate those scenes.
and you can play with the major characters, and they're all like super powered up and whatever.
and then have a
like,
bunch of troops. Yeah.
When
Yeah.
are they going to put them in Marvel Rivals?
so Magic the Gathering. Magic the Gathering had
Did they have
Lord
a
of the
Lord
Rings.
Rings?
It sold very well.
And what you call got it?
Yeah, when
Post
that,
Malone.
Post Malone got the One Ring.
yeah.
So,
Was there just one of those?
It was 1-on-1.
It was one of one.
To rule them all.
$2 million or some shit like that.
Nick, what's your collectibles for Lord of the Rings look like? Do you have anything?
I actually, so I've never really gotten into the collectibles in that sense of that.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
So,
I was
tell
just
me
about
how
to
that
say,
works.
if,
I mean,
if,
you would-
if anything, I always kind of wanted like just replicas of
Yeah, the
swords.
props is what's
Sure,
big.
sure.
Like,
Yeah.
the swords, the even
but
star,
it
the
just-
ring.
It was never a thing I mean, growing up, I had
hairy feet.
the G.I. Joes and the Ninja Turtles and stuff like that,
Nice.
but I don't have any of that anymore.
Bobby
But
has
it's
all
never
for
been a thing.
Yeah, you just
My
come over here,
collectibles are now in the
Whiskeys.
adult realm. Yeah,
There you go.
Yeah, whiskeys.
Well, yeah, I don't. Does anybody have anything else? I think that's.
Makes me want to watch the movies again.
It does. Me too.
At the end of the
Are
cartoons,
they streaming anywhere?
Like they
Oh,
they
they're
basically
on
say
I got the
They're on
DVDs.
Max.
I got
Yeah,
the
they're all on
DVDs.
Max.
Oh, I don't even know if I have a DVD player.
at the end of like the 70s
extended
cartoon, they
cuts.
have like a
Yeah,
epilogue.
they have the regular extended on Max.
Oh, they have both of them, man.
Uh huh.
There's a prologue to the
There's an
70s.
epilogue.
Epilogue.
And the end of the Lord of the Rings cartoon, they're like Frodo. They're like, what happens now? And then they were like, oh, Frodo is bigger than Bilbo, and Bilbo is bigger than whatever. And like they would eventually just turn to man.
Really?
Yeah. And then man will rule the next age. Which
And
I
then
don't remember that in
man
the beginning of the books or
dies,
not. But
And then woman inherits.
When does
the
man?
future is women. Right?
When does
Future is
Mandingo
female?
come into it? Mandingo. What
Easy.
evolution is that?
Shoo-wee.
I choose you, Mandingo.
So,
New Pokemon.
Nick, I want to thank you for coming out.
Of course.
I had it was great to go down memory lane, and I do remember watching. I wanna say-
Understanding Lord of the Rings and the Ring now.
yeah, a little bit better, a little bit better, because
After 25 years.
it's about the details and the nuance and the little things that like it's such a big story and a huge history and everything that like well as a common man, I have a hard time like keeping track of all of the little moments that have huge impacts to the lore of the fucking shit, so it was worthwhile for me, and I appreciate you coming out. Before we wrap up, I do want to play one thing.
I am the maker of rules. Looking at you, high in the sky. Looking at you, I can read your mind. I am the maker of rules. Dealing with fools, I can cheat you blind.
All right.
That's a bop. That's a bop.
That's a bop.
Also, was that song inspired by the Lord of the Rings?
It's so
You never know, man. It might be.
So I think it was about the invention of surveillance cameras. Oh. But neither here nor there. So we still are accepting questions. Obviously, this is recorded the night of Tuesday, August 5th. It is not going to come out for 2 weeks, and then we'll be back the following week with a new episode. But if you want to send in a question, my email's probably filling up. But if you want to send in a question,
You can email us at nerdrageradiomail@gmail.com.
shout out to Dante on the news. Shout out to Marilyn Phil on Twitter in our notes. Chris, great to see you again.
Glad to
have
be
you
here,
back at the
guys.
table. Nick, thank you once again for
course,
coming
thank
out.
you for having me out.
And with that,
Flappy labius.
Pasty perineum.
Moist thighs.
Tasty, Jane.
tight dick player.